teams batting first here in National Stadium seem to be having their way as well. The toss will be critical. Atmospheric conditions, really good tonight. No big breeze, no threat of rain. Tonight, the toss will be critical. But if I win the toss, I will bat first.
Well, every journey must come to an end, and tonight is no exception. We are in the middle of the National Stadium at Providence on the East Bank of the Omaha, rather, for this grand finale. And it's going to be a competition between the Essequibo Jaguars and the Essequibo Anacondas. And we are here for the spinning of the toss. I have with me the two captains, Anthony Adams, he's the skipper of the Anacondas, and Ricardo Adams, the skipper of the Jaguars. And overseeing the integrity of the toss, our match referee, Nankumar Shiv Sankar. So let's go, Guy, let's spin the toss. And tailors the call. So, Ricardo, you've lost the toss. I'll talk to you. Don't go away. Anthony, congratulations to you. You have won the toss. What is it you're going to do and why?
We're going to bat first. I think last night batted first on the wicket. It went pretty well for us. So we're going to try. We're going to put a total on the board and defend it later on.
Well, it's an all Essequibo encounter here tonight. You put a total on the board. You want to put a number or maybe a close estimate to that?
So far, we've always defended anything above one.
Last game.
We're playing the same level.
Congratulations to you. Go well and all the best. Ricardo, you have won the toss. Yeah, you have won the toss. If you won it, would you have done anything different? You would have bat first as well. So tell me something. He's looking to put a target. What are you looking to restrict them to?
Anything under 130. We know we bowler could bowl for that.
Yes, well, I wish you all the best, Ricardo Adams. It's a battle of the two animals here at the National Stadium at Providence in Guyana. The Anacondas against the Jaguars. And the news from the middle is that the Anacondas, they have won the toss and they're having a bat first.
So that's it there. You heard all for yourself. The first delivery is about to be sent down here by the Jaguars. Outside edge, very close here for Kevin Bodie, coming down towards the boundary ropes. In fact, a good start here by signal, so there was no edge. I thought there was an outside edge. Very fishy start, or suspicious, may I say. Ricardo Adams is the bowler. Kevin Bodie, who has had a wonderful series, is the batter at the moment at the non-strikers, and Tejnarain Chandapal. And so we expect a wonderful game here tonight. This is, let me just remind you, the grand finale of the GCB T20 League. BetCage sponsored and under the patronage of Dr. Irfan Ali, the executive president of the country. Matthew, good evening. I'll bring you in just a while after this delivery. But we've been reading out some of the names, important names, and we've thought as much that anyone who had won the toss may want to bat first. Kevin Bodie has had a wonderful season, Matthew. Very compact, elegant batsman. And so we expect a good score. And I think either team that batted first would want to win the power play.
Yes, Naeem. This is so wonderful to see two Essequibo teams here in the finals. First year sponsorship of this tournament, the BetCage. And you said $1.7 million at stake here in the finals. The winner carrying away that, and $500,000 to the runner-up. So it's good for these young men to be a part of such a tournament. And the standard has been very high. You talked about Kevin Bodie. Yes, he's been around for a while and playing lots of cricket for Essequibo. And but it's all about consistency, and what he has done in this tournament is shown that he can be consistent if he really wants to, in a very dangerous battle he is.
They're going to pick up an easy single. Kevin Bodie knows that Ricardo Adams is a very intelligent cricketer, and he would not underestimate him, and I think that's the reason why he was pretty watchful in the opening deliveries.
Here, Iman Mokan, the Borbetian, and Javid Pasadu hails from the east coast of Demerara, two very experienced umpires. They sit on the junior panel of Cricket West Indies umpires. Tej Chandupal, just back from the Super 50 over tournament. Cricket West Indies opening the batting for the Guyana Harpy Eagles. Gets off the mark, turning the ball away into the forward square area. Tej has been around a while as well. You know, his mode of cricket as he overcomes and ends 6 without loss. You wouldn't want to think that he's that attacking sort of player. He's more a guy that would push around for the ones, twos, you know, steer the ball away into the offside and so on. But to have him in the side opening is excellent. You look at the team here. Adams, Ricardo leading the charges. Ashmead Ned is there. So the experience of the players. Look at the Anacondas. Adams captain the side, and you've got the likes of Kimo Paul, Phillips, Niles Smith, Buddy's there, Quentin Sampson, Tej Chandra Paul, Richie Loknath. These are good players. Rampatab, Ramnath. And you look at, for the Anacondas, of course, Anthony Adams leading the charges as captain. You've got Sampson there. So these guys are good, and they've done well throughout the tournament to get into the finals. Are you surprised to Essequibo's size in the finals, Naeem?
Well, I was expecting at some stage that the Pitbulls would have gotten in there, but it's not who you have, the names on paper. It's going out there and doing the stuff, strutting your stuff and winning to get into the final. So I'm a little surprised that the Pitbulls were not there, but here we are. Tej Narayan working it. Got to capitalize on their first run. It's going to be very close. Had to be a direct hit. Didn't happen.
Here's Silas Tyndall into the attack. Good talent, this young man. He's got some pace. It's all about being able to go on, you know, as a young cricketer to improve. Look at his stats: 7 matches, 2 wickets, 1 for 8. That economy rate there, you would want to get that down, improve in that area, and his average as well. Tej on strike. Nice shot. Down through mid-wicket. And Kistan. These are guys that are around and looking to just showcase their talent, you know, in a consistent manner. Ramesh Parsutam and Ram Sami in particular. These are young guys young players that really want to give it their best. Straight to Ashmead. The return comes in, they're going to get a run now. Driven hard by Kevin Buddy. Down to mid-off. But yes, Naeem, the Jaguars, you compare the two sides, obviously maybe the Anacondas are a bit more stronger than the Jaguars.
Yes, on paper. But then the Pitbulls were stronger last evening on the floodlights. On paper, didn't win. So it's going out on the day in question and putting your best foot forward and playing and performing. Look at the players that India got. And they've not been excelling recently.
That's true. Nice approach to the wicket from Tyndall. Quick return back to the keeper. They're going to get overthrows again. It's coming down to the boundary, and that will be 4. So the Jaguars giving away some extra runs here, Naeem, at a stage where this is the big moment. It's the final. Maybe they're a bit nervous out there. They want to put in that big effort, and in the process, just giving away some extra runs.
Yes, and
that's the type of player he is. He'll go for the shots. And that was a deliberate shot hitting in the air over the extra cover area. Tyndall just short outside the off stump. And with the pace, He helped it over the extra cover area. No chance with the fielder running back, and picked up 2. Big swish outside the off stump. Missed out there. And again, the Anacondas, Naeem, you look at their players, pretty good. And Tage is there. Abdul Ramsami, there's Budi, as we said, Garfield Phillips. These are steady players. He overcomes an N17 without loss.
Yeah, we forgot to mention Kimo Paul as well. And so extremely strong side on paper, but the names don't win games necessarily. It's good to have great names. It's coming out here and winning. So I think the last thing that the Anacondas would be looking out for is to lose early wickets. It's very important, but this is not going as I think they wanted it to go. End of 2 overs, 17 runs in the power play, but the Jaguars are not giving away anything.
I think in the interview, Anthony Adams is looking for 150 plus, anything around that. And that has probably been the average score, about 2. So you can see experience there in the floor. And brought in for over number 3 right away. Kevin Bodie's on strike.
Pulled away backward square. This will not get into the boundary. Not well timed there. And the return coming in not well timed. We have not seen any significant glowing and flowing shot from either of the batsmen so far.
Swung away backward of square, and that's 1 bounce over the rope, 4 runs to Kevin Bodie. He continues his good form, and he needs it in the final here. Very much needed by the Anacondas, opening at the top of the innings alongside the very experienced Tage Chandra Paul. And he will give him that support. Quicker delivery.
That's Peps.
LaFleur also has displayed in this tournament a lot of intelligence. He's a hustler, good fielder as well. And he's been a good campaigner for his team.
Looking to pull that again into the leg side. Didn't get a hold of it. 3 overs gone, 24 without loss. Budi and Chandra Paul, 10 apiece.
Neither of them, as I've said before, neither of them flowing at the moment. The rhythm is not there, but the capability is there. And so they can always come back and have a big over or 2 and straighten out the difficulties. These are the 4s and 6s who are leading the table.
Yeah, Sukwa, Shamar Yearwood, Joshua Passat. 352 4s and 176 6s. That's a lot. A lot of boundaries there. And it shows the big hitters who are around in this tournament, and they've done the job.
But in some other T20 tournaments, you have more 6s than 4s, actually. Amazing.
So going at 8 per over, not bad at all. First 3 overs. Guess the next 3 to complete the power play of 6 overs. The first power play, they'll want some more, of course. Outside the leg stump, helped to run. Backward of square. Oh, the fielder doesn't get to it. Almost got to it, but it beat him and went over the rope. That's another boundary to Tage Chandra Paul. Bad delivery, angle down the leg side.
And Tage gives you the impression when he's batting like he knows his circumstances, knows where the players, the fielders are. I mean, that was intentional. There's a backward square, but this was clipped away finer towards long leg.
Yes, you look at that on the replay. Right in his zone, and he helped it backward of square nicely. Oh, this time French cut. Down to fine leg, that'll be 4. Uncertain shot, you tend to call that. Off the inside edge, along the ground. consecutive boundaries. The second one, a bit more streaky, not exactly the way he would have wanted that boundary, but nevertheless, a boundary for the Anacondas, 32 without loss. Go for him now. Go for him now. You look back at that. What was he attempting to do there? Came back, got it off the outside edge, and it went away. Scraped the wicket. That's the thing about T20 cricket. That's the thing about T20 cricket. Sometimes the way runs are scored surprises all of us. But that's what T20 cricket gives to you. But it's good to see Tage playing a lot of cricket. Very important for him. He's really a test player. Likes the longer format of the game. But playing in the 50-over tournament and then now in this T20 tournament says a lot about his value and how he can change his game plan. His ability to bat. But you're not missing any cricket here. Tage, was he going to have a change of something? Let's see. Change of bat. After that stroke and getting another boundary through the offside. Probably not satisfied with his bat. And we'll have a change of bat. Hoping that will help him. But 22 from 8, Naeem, that's not Chandrapal-like, is it?
Well, it's not exactly. He's more a defensive batsman. But I've seen him change gears before. And it's like his dad. They have that innate ability to do it. But just that they don't like that path. They play with more certainty. He wants to be in total command of everything. So in a way, you're right. He's not really cut out and doesn't like this format. But I've seen him hit boundaries in rapid succession too.
I think if he's looking at his future in the game, it's all about being versatile, being able to play all formats of the game. I'm sure that's something he's working on.
Very compact. Get another single because of messy and sluggish fielding. We saw an overthrow that went for 4 extras. So this is pretty bad here in a grand finale.
Ash made Ned the guilty party there. On that occasion, you expect a little bit better from him. Generally, his feeling is
Of that hoisted it intentionally. And we thought for a moment it was too high and wouldn't carry, but it did.
Look at that run rate. Creeping up nicely. 11.22. Tyndall hit for 3 fours, a 1 and a 6. So an expensive over so far that the Anacondas would be so happy about. And here is another run, turning it through forward square. So that has proven to be an expensive over. 20 runs from it. Very expensive indeed. 4 overs gone, 44 without loss, the Anacondas.
Well, I was mentioning that at a minimum they would want 60 runs at the power play. Any side that's batting first. It just happens that the Anacondas have won the toss and they're batting first. And a minimum of 60. Anything above would be a bonus. But things haven't been going their way in its entirety. They've had to work for this. Nice little picture of our surroundings around the National Stadium.
Guyana's become a very busy place. The roads extremely busy, heavy traffic, lots of vehicles on the roads of this country now. You've got to be an even more careful driver these days, Naeem Chan. And you're a driver, so I'm sure you're even more careful.
And you should be happy. You're an insurance manager. So more registrations for you.
Ned comes into the attack. The left-hand orthodox spinner. Plays his cricket for DCC. Would have also played recently in the CPL for the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots.
Oh, yes, Neddy!
Well, the Jaguars would hope that Ashmead Ned will tighten things a little bit. It's getting a bit loose. Although they started off, the Jaguars, bowling extremely tight. But somehow or the other, these two batsmen being so experienced and quality batsmen too, they've been able to squeeze that, to squeeze out a lot of runs. Ambitious appeal from the wicketkeeper for an outside edge. Not impressed the umpire.
I think 188 for 7 is the highest score by a team. The Jaguars got that against the Pit Bulls. That's the highest score in the tournament so far. So I'm sure the Anacondas would be looking at that kind of target.
That one popped a little bit on Kevin Bodie, but on 2 occasions over the 170 mark, teams chasing actually won. But the last time these two teams here met in the tournament, the side batting first won.
Nice caught shot. Down towards backward point, and that's 4. Good shot by Kevin Bodie. Give himself some room, and he caught it nicely. And the man there at point had no chance at all. And that's Ramsamy, and it went away to the boundary for 4. Good stroke, 48 without loss.
But that's what I was talking about, the classiness of Kevin Bodie. And that's why I likened him in some, even if it's a small, measured way, reminds me of Shea Hope a little bit.
A big man to have him, to compare him with.
Well done.
That's why I chose my words, even if it's in a small way. It's very compact, just about the same height, and very, very compact, classy player.
Good delivery to end. Smart bowling from Ned. Good start for both openers, Bodie and Tate Chandrapal, both in their 20s. A good start. 5 overs gone, 48 without loss. A bit more from Naeem, and then John Ramsing will come in for the first time.
Thank you, Pastor. Matthew Kissoon. I like Matthew. Just see. That's the innings there and the runs scored in the tournament so far. Adrian Sukwa leading the table, 241, highest 97, a class act. Saw that game.
Just 2 batters in the 200-plus club. Both of those players not in the final tonight. Hello, Naeem. Hello, everyone. Lovely conditions at the National Stadium. Good start. Still in the power play with 1 over to go. Foundation being laid by Chandrapal and Bodhi for the Anacondas. As you look into the night sky, just across the West Demerara region here with the permanent bridge as a high span that is going to be supporting. Lots of traffic there. But that's literally taking Guyana to a new height.
I'm not sure. There are some vehicles owned by this commentary team. I doubt they can climb that bridge. It'll be good fun to watch some of them cross the Demerara River. That's a spanking new bridge on the construction, slated for mid next year for completion.
Ivan into the attack now. Final over of the power play. Oh, look at that feeling. Excellent drive from Chandrapal. Chandrapal looks in a business mode tonight. 23 from 10 deliveries. Kevin Bodie run a ball 21. The final is well and truly on its way. Both sides not looking to give away the early initiative.
I think that is going to bisect the field. Ricardo Adams couldn't get across in time. He's a pretty chubby player, barrel-chested. And so he plunged, but just beating him and going through into the boundary for 4.
Nice way to bring up the 50 for the Anacondas. Still in the power play, so really controlling the early part of this game. Valiant effort from the captain of the Jaguars, but not good enough.
That's when you're bowling to classy players, in this case, both of them, that they can come back and get a great over or 2, change things around. And it appears as though they've been starting off very slow, but it's not. Look at the score. 52 in just over 5 overs.
Step on the accelerator. This time taking on Rajiv Ivan. And he gets a maximum in over number 6. So Chandapal is on the charge here. Good support from Kevon Bodhi.
I guess Rajiv Ivan, it's not a nice experience to be bowling to top classy batsmen. You can be put around. They know where the fielders are. There's a long off, but then there's a mid-on within the circle. Tade spotted that and hoisted it.
Still in the power play. So once they clear the inner ring, you will get more often than not a boundary. This time he cleared the entire field down towards long on. Lots of bottom hand in that stroke. Got under it nicely. I did say he looks like he's in a business mode tonight. Ivan, 10 runs from his first 3 deliveries conceded already.
Looks like he's going to go close to the boundary, bisecting the point and backward point. Nice flowing looking shot. Picked up 2 wickets. Sorry, 2 runs. What am I saying? Just a little bit hungry here, John.
Yeah, good chase by Kiston. Chanapal already with 4 fours and a 6 from the 13 deliveries he has faced. Projected score above 200 now for the Anacondas. If they get there, this final will be exciting. Taking on Rajiv Ivan once again. And to good effect, we'll have to wait the signal of umpire Javed Prasad. 6 runs signaled now. Zainal Ram.
Closer look at this one. Looks like it came off of the ground.
Yeah, this angle will definitely tell. Yeah, bomb ball. Spectators catch. Speaking of the spectators, some of them coming in. That must be a very close-knitted family. So much of space and they're bunched up together in one row.
Making sure they keep an eye on the ladies. Tejano and Chandapal 41 in 15. For a contrast of how he normally plays.
Yeah, many moves of Tej Chandapal. Captain Ricardo Adams back into the attack. Started with the new ball in the power play. Coming for his second, the man with the most wickets in this tournament. 11 runs and over at this stage at the end of the power play.
He's not a guy to trust. And I think Kevon Bodhi knows this. They play a lot of cricket. He knows Ricardo Adams and Anthony Adams from the batting side. Not to be trusted too much.
4-1-3-1-2. That's a recent form of Adams. Every game he's played picked up wickets. Captain and leading from the front with the ball.
Lefty guys.
He's got among the runs as well. But he has that knack for breaking partnerships, picking up crucial wickets. Yet to get one here. Perhaps that's the reason the Anacondas are out of the blocks at such a rate. Projected score still over 210 runs. Scoring at a fairly good click.
I'm always excited to look at Ricardo Adams with his size. Sort of a projected or protracted tummy. But he moves lightning fast in the field.
Cricket fit, definitely. Every weekend and every holiday, Ricardo Adams is on the cricket field. In the countryside, they call it the ball field. He's on the ball field almost every day.
Man down at the cover boundary sweeper position, that's what they call it. So restricting the batsman to just one because it was a hit quite formidable.
Yeah. Things slow down already, Pai.
And I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. The Providence Stadium is pretty green, lush green, in this very scorching weather condition.
Oh yes, no situation here. Could have easily been the first wicket, but no. Kevin Bodie, who is a driver, put on the brakes quickly and had to turn back.
Well, there are 2 times, I think just about 2 deliveries ago, and this one, there was a slight mix-up in the communication between these 2 batters. Other than that, they've been excellent.
Fine. When the single come in, top lane come in.
Good work as well in the outfield. Kemal Savory. Much closer than we thought.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
There you go. Very, very compact, very composed batter there, Kevon Bodie. That's the end of 7, 68 without loss.
Nice tight over again. Just 2 runs conceded. Goes to show Ricardo Adams is the man that the Anacondas will want to pay close attention to. 50 wickets receive. Adams. Anthony Adams right behind him on 13. Samson, 11. Jonathan Rampersad, whose campaign has ended, 11 as well. Clinton Pestano with his pace up, 11. But the Adams boys, Ricardo and then Anthony, leading the charts.
Well, that makes it exciting because both of them are in this grand finale. So one will get more wickets than the other, or they draw level.
Tense moments in the crowd as well, in the stands. Can't really call it a crowd yet, Naeem.
Three's company. But from their looks and their facial looks, it seems as though they have come here to back the fielding side, and things are not looking up. 68 without loss.
Yeah, worried looks indeed. Ned for his second. They have lots of options, the Jaguars. Good to see that Ashmid Ned getting a ball in the middle phase. We know that he likes the ball in the power play. We see him recently towards the back end of the innings.
One.
Singles and often nice and easy now for Chandapal. Coming back after Super 50. So he's getting closer to a half century to age right, Chandapal. It's always good to see when your senior batters can dominate. Let's say one level down, as that is in this case.
Left arm wrong to you.
Well, I think he understands the big picture, and that's the big picture is $1.7 million, and there's a way to go about navigating to get that 1.7 for your team.
It's been a long season for these players. Some of them nursing niggles. Some of them definitely sore, especially playing games back-to-back and playing games in different counties. Nice arm ball again from Ned. There's Bodie beaten for a little bit of pace. I'm sure he was expecting the arm ball, but not that quick. Good work from Tomani Caesar as well, keeping Bodie in check.
Haven't seen a lot of deliveries like that beating Bodie's bat. Excellent bowling.
One.
That is pretty much doing the right thing, Naeem. Stretching forward and getting off strike.
But just check out, John, how quickly they moved for the first run. Although the ball was headed to a fielder, they were still experimenting whether a second one, whether there'll be an opportunity to take a second one. That's excellent.
Yeah, it's something I saw in the very first over when the ball actually went to Ned, who was in the outfield at the time, and he actually overthrew the ball, and they were quickly to take the run. Chandapal hitting down the ground. There is Zainal Ramsamy coming in off the boundary, and he continues to have a wonderful tournament, the 20-year-old from Berbice. What a way to get the first wicket in over number 8. And it is the big fish, Tejan Ryan Chandapal, gone for 43, 70 for 1.
still he has managed to push it to 70 for the loss of his wicket. So what a wicket to get, but still 43 from the bat of Tejan Chandapal. So he has still managed to navigate and lead, as is expected of him, his side, reaching at least 70 for the loss of 1. That's excellent.
Foundation lead with Kevon Bodie, who was outscored in this partnership. There was another quick delivery from Ned. This time just outside the off stump of Chandapal. It was there to hit, but it did not get the connection he was looking for. Pushed back a little bit by the pace of Ned. And the middle wicket.
It's coming left arm over to you. 1 to go.
With the stats there for Rampart.
1 to go.
With the stats there for Rampatop Ramnot. 18 matches. It's not been the most prolific, but I've seen him look very, very comfortable. So they've got some batting to come. Still very strong lineup.
So here's Ned to finish his second. In the recent Caribbean Premier League, picked up 4 for 22 right here, Ashmed Ned, playing for the Patriots against the Amazon Warriors. 70 for 1, successful overcoming to an end. At the end of 8, the Anacondas batting first.
I think the Anacondas could be very happy at this stage because of the start they got. I mean, realizing 69, 70 runs for the opening stand is excellent. There you have the scores coming up there. And yet to bat. Look at that section. Anthony Adams, Ramsamy, Niall Smith, Loknaut as well. Quinton Sampson, I'm surprised that he's listed so low. Chemo Paul. These are names, I guess, automatically will come forward rather than to have them so low depending on the state of the side batting.
Tale of two tapes, really. Relaxed looking Anaconda side. We look across to the other side. Jaguars, well, that's actually the Piranhas are still hanging around. Seem a bit concerned.
This is a change, guys. This is a change, guys.
More off spin. This time in the form of Mahim Khan, who's coming into the attack. Being introduced from the northern end, the media center end here at Providence. Young man with lots of potential as well. In early parts of the tournament was guilty of bowling too fast and too straight. Might be able to get a little bit of purchase here.
Look, come wrong, woman.
But I think generally, John, the spinners have dominated the tournament. A proliferation of left-arm spinners. Mahim is right-handed.
Yes, ball with the ball is just 8 overs old. Nice conditions. So that ball will still be firm.
Oh, yes, man. Oh, yes, man. Oh, yes.
Last night, noticed that there was not any interference with the Drew. There's no Drew factor to speak about last night at the semi-finals. So tonight looks pretty much the same. So Mahim Khan will get to grip this ball. It's a dead ball. Gone are the days. There was a big competition to win the toss. Because you want to bat first. You want to have the first use of conditions. And then, after that first toss, the decision is winner will bat. Remember those days, Naeem?
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. What do you want, Mike?
We get a single here.
Well,
Those were pretty silly days, though, John.
Right, guys.
I saw two captains spinning the toss. I was right there witnessing. And the one that spun the toss, he said, "Head I win, tail you lose." Saying anyhow he lost, the other captain.
Slow down, guys.
And he bought into that.
No tricks, no living.
Touch it in there.
This one is in the air, in the hands of the fielder, right back on the boundary. Silas Tyndall saying that he's lost it a little bit. but managed to hold on. And that is the big wicket as well of Kevin Bodie. Mahim Khan strikes in his opening over. Bodie gone for 24, 72 for 2.
I think Bodie looked compact, but for some reason or the other, he wasn't getting it away. He looked very good, picturesque, but it's just not getting it away, because I've seen some very wonderful stroke play from him in this particular tournament.
2 4s and a 6. Look at that, losing his balance. And there's Tyndall temporarily losing sight of the ball. Managed to hold on in the end. Realizing the value of the wicket, did not want to let it go. Wicket going down in over number 9. Richie Lucknott making his way now to the middle. Former under 19 player. Had an opportunity at Super 50 last season. Missed out this season for one reason or the other, including the fact that he picked up an ankle injury in the inter-county tournament in Guyana. Has an opportunity now with lots of time in this game to build an innings for himself.
He's had a good bowling tournament, bowled extremely tight. So he's got a different role. We've got some really good batsmen out there in the pavilion yet to bat. And so I want to believe that you would want to see some of them by the 15th over coming out here. Kimo Paul, Quinton Sampson, some of the names. So they've had a decent start, but not carrying on. Bodie has joined Tejnor and Chandapal back in the dugout. Solitary slip in.
Oh, yes, man!
Now you mentioned that, Mahim Khan. Very fast delivery there. He wants to keep it as tight as possible. But we're going to see the straighter one coming because there's a slip. Setting out there for the outside edge.
Yes, man! Hey! Hey! Hey!
But to get that outside edge, he's got to invite that drive, luring the batsman into the drive, and then bowl the straighter one. End of the over, end of 9, 72 for 2. Kind of even Stevens, John, but I'd still give the advantage a little bit to the batting side. They've got a lot of good batsmen to come, but the projected score at one time was over 200. It's gone down now
to 160. Yeah, still to come. Niall Smith here. A little bit too high. But look at the others. Sigurd Rahmani, Kimo Paul, Quinton Sampson. The hitters of this Anaconda side. Yeah. The banner of the tournament, we'll say. National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports, under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali. What a tournament. We will miss it tomorrow. Start of a new spell, this time from Jamel LaFleur. The 10th of the innings. Right time off break. He's operating around the wicket to Ramnath, who's left-handed. Kandaya Ramkaran, the police officer, does well. So LaFleur coming in, so it's more spin. We're seeing employed here tonight by the Jaguars.
These players have not utilized the very excellent start that the earlier batsmen gave them. Tejnor and Chandapal, as well as Kevin Bodie, had posted somewhere in the vicinity of 70 within the end of the power play. They have not moved. They've got 73 only. At the end of 9 overs, we're into over number 10. So they have not budged. And they did not budge, not because they don't want to budge, but because they're not being allowed by some very, very good bowling. cool, very cool evening here at the National Stadium. Nice little wind coming across the ground. Inside edge, quick single.
One of the standouts of the tournament, Zainul Ramsami, in the high traffic position down the ground.
That's correct. 2 to go.
Has been among the runs, doing well in the outfield as well. And one who bowls leg break. So they're getting ready for the drinks break, which will come up in another 2 deliveries, unless a wicket falls or something dramatic happens.
It's been happening a lot, John. You
Oh,
remember
yes.
during the tournament, every time the break is about to come, a wicket falls in most of the matches.
It's a watchful period now for the Anacondas after a rapid start. Big appeal for a leg before he's given. Walking across his stump, and just as you called it, Naim, a wicket tend to fall
Over and drink.
just as he approached drinks or just after drinks. And it is Richie Luke North sent on his way for just a single. 3 wickets in quick succession now. The Jaguars fighting back at the halfway stage almost. It's now 76 for 3. We'll take a break as well for some drinks, and we come back with live action right after the break.
Put 2 cold water in the cooler in front, by the door, and then we go in there for ice.
What's going on here, man?
Anything for the grand. Today we had the absolute.
We had a good first over, guys. Let's support him for a second, guys.
We're about to resume. Mahim Khan, final delivery.
Cut. Hey, what it, get it. Well done. Water.
Strange enough.
It's good, it's good.
Alright, so welcome back. We trust that you enjoyed your drinks break, and if you were not
Man, actually, I walk a slips net.
Having drinks, I trust that you enjoyed Kaitior Falls on that occasion. What a majestic view it was. 741 feet single drop by 321 feet wide. I'm not. They will take some time to get going. As Inderjeet joins us. Inderjeet, after the Anacondas were out of the blocks in a hurry, now the Jaguars pulling things back. Not only rapidly,
Oh, nothing. Well done.
but looking
Well
to
done,
strangle,
Mike. Well done, Mike.
induce a stranglehold now.
Well done, Mike. Well
Turning
done,
the
Carly.
tables on the Anacondas.
Hello to you, John. Hello to our viewers and listeners. Yes, totally agree with you. And this is a good opportunity for them not to let loose whatsoever.
One is one, Keston. Get your body behind it. Well done.
Towards the end of that Kaitior Falls feature, we saw one of the eagles, might have been a harpy eagle. From this vantage point, it's difficult to say looking into the sky, with so much light behind. But one of the giants of Guyana as well, like the Anacondas, like the Jaguars, because we're part of the Amazon. Kimo Paul, who's part of the Saxakali on the Essequibo mainland by the Essequibo River. But I've seen lots of those in his time. Stingy over, just 2 singles from Mahim Khan's second. 79 for 3.
Yes, and 11 overs completed so far. And these made a lot of noise previously. While I was outside, I was listening to them, very vociferous. They know their cricket, family members, friends, and there are lots of other people there. I'm sure our cameraman will continue to take us in that area.
The lady in front on her phone, that's the mom of Quentin Sampson.
Mama Sampson, they
Mama
say.
Sampson. Traveling from Carrier. Hey, yes, we're all live on FL Sport.
Yeah, give us a wave if you're listening to us. Yeah? Yeah, they're looking for the camera there, John.
The floor to continue. Oh, wide was signaled pretty early from umpire. Oh, he's going to change the signal now. Yeah. Dot ball. The ball actually brushed the pad. So that's why a half-hearted appeal went up from Tomani Caesar.
Yes, and sometimes second thoughts are best. That's a lovely on drive by the left-handed Ramnot.
Yeah, look at that. Too good. The timing was perfect. Diving effort from the 19-year-old Mahim Khan and good support from Ramsamy, but both of them just could not stop one ball.
Yeah, just look at this shot here. And I love with the right leg pushing forward, the toes were pointed towards the stumps at the non-striker's end. Good technique shown here by Rampatab Ramnot.
Projected score now falling well below 150 now, 144 at one time. Was well above 200 when Chandapal and Bodhi were there. With shots like this, you can take it up again, but there's protection at long on. Mahim Khan in the game.
Yes, and Kimo Paul and Rampatab Ramnot. The two of them are out in the middle, one left-handed, one right-handed. Ramnot is the new kid on the block for the Guyana Harpy Eagles, and he will want to come back here and make an impression as well. But it's very important that Kimo stays there. He has these things that flashes across his mind where he just run down the track. He has to concentrate and concentrate for a good period of time here if they're going to get close to that 142 as the projected score.
LaFleur about to complete his third. 5 runs so far in this one. He'll take an easy single. Kimo will keep strike at the start of over number 13. 85 now for the loss of 3.
And Jomal LaFleur, he has served his team well throughout this entire competition. He has bowled well, he has scored some runs. Look at the bowling figures here. A wicket each for Jomal LaFleur and Ashmead Ned. along with Mahim Khan. And Mahim has been a live wire in this team. His fielding has been exceptional, and when called upon to bowl, can create a few inroads as well.
So Mahim will continue. Over number 13 about to begin. When Chandapal and Bodhi were at the crease, we're looking at a mammoth first innings total, maybe 200 plus.
Aye, this one alone.
Wickets tend to slow things down. Picked up 3 very quickly before the halfway stage. And now it's Operation Rebuild for Kimo and Ramnath. You mentioned those laps in concentration from Kimo Paul. Sometimes he tend to play the reverse sweep, reverse slug sweep, switch hit. Good thing that we haven't seen any of those just yet.
Don't fight the drive.
So he's trying to back himself, bat himself in this game into some form by spending time at the crease.
Yes, certainly. And it was runs galore with the two openers, Tejnarain Chandapal and Kevin Bodhi, some spanking shots. They played well.
Pitch up my ear,
And
man.
look at this one. That's a big hit. That's going to disappear in the night sky. And bang! That's gone for a massive 6 over long on. Great shot off the bat of Kimo Paul.
Look at the connection. He got under it nicely, Kimo. Lots of bottom hand. Lots of provision and fish in that as well. Onto the roof of the media center, which is 4 stories high.
Indeed. I heard you mention lots of fish and provision. That's fresh water fish in Saxakali. Saxakali, that's right. Samson is the man from that village you spoke about.
Anything you can do. Anything you can do, can.
It's Quentin Sampson from Karya, a village that produced former President Donald Ramutar. Oh, quick delivery again from Mahim Khan. A little bit of extra bounce as well. Almost had Ramnath caught at the wicket. But at the end, 13 overs gone, 95 for 3. Anacondas batting first.
Yes, 1 for 14 from 3 overs for Mahim Khan. And certainly the tempo has picked up a little bit more. And once Kimo is there, we all know what he can do. The question is, which Kimo is going to turn up out in the middle? As a youth promised so much, he's yet to fulfill that appetite that has brought so many spectators around the region to look at him, especially Guyanese. And, you know, he still has the ability to deliver. I just hope for the benefit of Guyana and West Indies cricket and world cricket as well, that this youngster go on to fulfill that promise.
Wilfro starts his final over. So Ramnath, who's quite a classy player as well. You can see not quite middling. So playing and not getting the timing right. But he's doing the right thing in this stage, handing it back to Kimo, who is not only the more experienced player, but the one who's also getting the ball away. As the 100 approaches now for the Anacondas. 1-6 from 10 deliveries for his 11.
And now this is intelligent cricket there. It was a short delivery, he got up a little on the right-hander, and he didn't look for the almighty swing. Just turned it gently and picked up a single. Good rotation of the strike.
Yeah, because it's still rebuild for the Anacondas. So he's going to be more selective, Kimo. With still Quentin Sampson available.
Yes, that's the reason why these two need to rotate the strike and pick up the tempo. You don't want to bring Sampson when just 2 overs remain. We saw him getting into nice form last season.
Match, not big enough. Kimo Paul gets a match, not big enough. Kimo Paul gets another 6. This time we'll bring up the 100 for the Anacondas at the end of over number 14. LaFleur finishing his spell as well, 1 for 27.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Kimo Paul, bringing up the partnership between these two to 28 from 25. And Paul has scored 18 out of that 25. Look at it again. Just a little bit on the short side. Hung on the back foot nicely, opening the front leg. And this is carted over forward square. Magnificent shot This is the chemo that we know.
Good hand-eye coordination. Look at the power again. That ball is sailing. It went as high as it went far. Safe shot. A little bit of a discussion going on. Heads of government conference, you would say. Captain, vice captain, and senior bowler. Ricardo Adams, Kemal Savory, and Ahmed Ned. Question.
That's not bilateral, that's trilateral. 3 guys, lots of experience.
Well, I'm happy that you said trilateral because they're going to try something different.
They must. You cannot be feeding chemo in that region.
Don't go all the way on the boundary, right?
Chana Paul and Bodie got him off to a quick start, 43 and 24 respectively. Now Chemo maintaining the tempo. Ahmed Ned, can he stem the flow of runs? Can he build some pressure? But most importantly, can he see the back of Chemo Paul or Ramnot?
Catch! Catch!
What was that? Was he pulling out of the stroke? Half committed.
Was he surprised that the ball actually cannoned into the bat? Because he even stopped there and not running through for the single at the last moment. Then he decided to go for it. But what it does here, John, it exposes Ahmed Ned to Chemo Paul. Let's see this battle. It could be a very juicy one.
Yeah, Ned will fancy himself bowling to the right-handed Chemo. You've seen a little bit of chemotherapy. How long will he continue? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, there is where the little danger can step in here. Backing away from the left arm spinner. And Chemo deep in the crease. Has to be careful here. Ahmed Ned is a young, thinking bowler.
Slight shimmy outside the leg stump, making some room outside the off.
Well done.
And the police officer again controlling the offside and patrolling it that cover boundary nicely. Limits them to just a double. So brace to Chemo Paul. He's into the 20s now.
Yes, and John talks about the police officer. That's Kandaya Ramkaran. He'll do well on the Guyana border. Has been running nicely.
Over number 15. So after this is the back end of the innings. Here's Chemo showing Ahmed Ned all 3 stumps again. But Ned much quicker through the air. Ned has built up a nice reputation as not only a death bowler, but one of the more economical ones in all white ball formats.
Well done.
Yes, and this is very good bowling by Ahmed Ned. He's having the extra cover out on the boundary, cover on the boundary as well, and having that short extra cover, asking Chemo Paul to go through the offside field and cramping him for room, hoping that he balloons one into the offside field. That's the strategy that he's using here. And he has not been short, he's been right up there. So this is good bowling.
You one alone. That's good, that's good. Well done.
Kevon Jawahir does the fielding, so that's the end of 15 overs. It's now time for what we say the back end of the innings. With Chemo and Ramnot settling in, we can expect some fireworks.
Yes, and the spectators here too, they're waiting for these last 5 overs. Could be 10 runs and over from here on. That will give them something to really bowl at. Could be much more than that, especially if Chemo Paul stays out in the middle. The likes of Quinton Sampson to come as well. He's a big hitter of the cricket ball and seem to have touch form as well. I've been joined by Matthew Kisoon. Good time to remind you that this is the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League powered by BetCageSports under the patronage of His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfan. Great partnership going on to take cricket to another level.
Of course, it's good to be back. Hello to everyone again, viewers around the world in Guyana. Yes, nice effort by the top guns, as we would say, pumping the money and everything into white ball cricket, which is the going thing now, basically. Players able to earn a few dollars as well. That's really number one thing now about cricket, you know. A lot of cricket being played all over the world, but what's the main element in the game now is all about earning good money as well. But once you've got the talent in the JIT and you play a lot of cricket, it also improves you overall as a person.
Yes, great employment opportunity as the game develops across the world. And this is high in the air off the bat of Rampatab Ramnot, and the catch taken down at short cover. Never really look comfortable out in the middle there. And he has gone for Rampatab Ramnot. Yes, we're going to get his score for you in a moment. Just going through a little bit of technical glitch. Just bear with us, our apologies. We shall certainly get that rectified for you. Just taking the bottom hand off, couldn't control the shot, and a simple catch.
Yeah, excellent bowling from the young man here. They've really come back nicely in the game, you know, when you look at the start that the Anacondas got from Budi and Chandra Paul, giving them that start that they needed, that solid start. But then those wickets have fallen, and fallen to good catches as well. I thought Chandra Paul's dismissal, that catch taken at long off, sliding forward, the young man, and took that catch beautifully. Then the catch down at, that would have been in backward square area, I think, when Budi was dismissed. That was a good catch as well. And now, well, that one went high in the air. That was more of an easy catch. But their feeling has picked up nicely. And it's good to see Tyndall in the wickets column.
Yes, he was roughed up a little earlier by Kevin Bodie along with Tejnara and Chandapal, but he has come back nicely for his third over here, picking up that valuable scalp of Rampatab Ramnot. And good to see Quinton Sampson coming out in the middle, two right-handers who are big hitters and proven match winners too, both of these boys. So Tyndall, he's having a real challenge on his hand.
Yes, we know who Sampson is. Strongly built, he's on strike to Tyndall. First ball to him, not a bad delivery, but he was able to take it from the leg stump and just play it nicely into the leg side to get himself off the mark. That's the power he has as well, because that was a good delivery.
Moved with the shot as he played it. Here is Kimo Paul, 10 matches, 146 runs in this kind of local T20 cricket. Tyndall with a little bit more of a bounce to his approach, flicked in the air, down through backward square. They've taken one, yes, and they'll go back and complete two. Kimo Paul, a little chip, and just turned the wrist nicely over it and collecting two good-looking runs.
You were talking about Kimo Paul earlier with John. I was listening to you. I mean, I think a lot of people are disappointed with his journey so far. It's been a bit scratchy, you know. He's been in and out, had injury problems too with his career playing for the West Indies. I think people want to see Kimo Paul just become the player he should be.
Yes, a single here. One more to the score. Yes, and he needs all the support and all the help that is needed to ensure that he becomes more productive. I felt so sorry for him to see him go through so many different injuries. All of us are not made the same way. Some cricketers, you know, they can endure. They go through their entire career, 100 matches without missing one because of an injury. Not Kimo, he's a different guy. You know, we wish him well as he make his comeback. too much of a talent to go by the wayside. He's loved, Kimo Paul. Samson just rubbing where the tight pad would have been. That one surely stung him, leg by signal by the umpire. So Silas Tyndall has some reasonable good pace. I like his run up. He gets close to the wicket and pretty straight.
Very promising cricketer, and I thought that LaFleur, the spinner, bowled well too for the Jaguars. I think he's completed his spell, if I'm correct, and he's bowled very well. Actually pulled the Jaguars back into the game nicely.
Well, he will think he missed out here. That's a no ball. That's because of height there, Kimo Paul. So he has the luxury now to play a shot to any part of the ground.
Let's have a look back at that. Oh yes. And a wayward two down the leg side and above the waist. That was a poor delivery from Tyndall there.
Yeah, just might have slipped out. There isn't any dew whatsoever on the grass out in the middle. We haven't seen anything settling on our glass windows here. In the come box, that's short and hammered and given the treatment. That's gone for a maximum Kimo Paul. Just to the right of the where we're doing commentaries, to the south of the ground. That's a fantastic pickup and put away.
His favorite shot, you know, you saw it in the CPL. He played some wonderful innings and got some huge sixes in this area when he was batting from that end. Indeed, that's vintage Kimo Paul for you. When he's in gripping form, he hits the ball very hard. He's a sweet timer of the ball, and he hits lots of sixes as well, and that was a beautiful one.
Yeah, so 16 overs gone. It's 121 for the loss of 4. Look at that little chip as well. That true Tyndall off balance. He just pulled back the length of the delivery and he got the bounce right into the meat of the bat. So, good time to remind all our viewers and listeners, this is the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, and you look at those high-rise buildings. That last over there was an over where he went after Silas Tyndall, Kimo Paul. And this competition is wholly sponsored by BetCageSports under the patronage of His Excellency the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, who genuinely means good for his country and his people. He's been across the country reaching out to his fellow Guyanese to see, how things can work out for the betterment of all of us. A people's man.
Look, the man loves cricket so much. I did some commentary in the Joint Services Tournament. He was there for the finals, bowled the first ball. He's just there, where this game of cricket is concerned. It shows the energy and the passion in our president, a young man. And it's nice when you have young people in leadership who has the ability to be good leaders. And I see that in him.
Yes, so that's nice to hear. Ricardo Adams, none for 4 off 2 overs, so he has been brilliant, but he is coming into the firing line of Samson here now. Backing away, they're looking for the expansive cover shot. Comes behind the keeper. Yes, Samson, the return comes in. Both these boys, Paul and Samson, they're very quick. So, no signal coming from the umpire.
Well, big reputation for Quentin Sampson's a big hitter. It would be interesting to see in time to come what he makes of his career as a cricketer. I think everyone is watching him carefully along with some other good players that we have in Guyana to see what become of him. And a young man here right now who's watching the game.
Matt, look at that. You're an opposing team, bending down with all humility and lace the boot of Quentin Sampson. Don't mind if the next ball is deposited for another maximum.
But from another Essequibo, Kimmel Savory.
Yes, it's an all Essequibo
man.
warfare going on, and he's coming through Kimo Paul. What was Samson looking at? Come on, Samson, guy. You've played a lot of cricket locally. Should have been running down the track. He was actually forced by Paul to get down to the non-striker's end.
Someone said to me, since it's 2 Essequibo teams playing, they would probably play more of a friendly game. I said, no, 1.7 million as against $500,000. That's a lot of money.
The friendship can come after whoever wins that. They will have the chance to call the shot. How the money will be spent. Short, and Chemo is smashing this one over wide long off. Wow, fantastic shot by Chemo Paul. Well played, just back away, give himself a little bit of room, and he's letting his bat do the talking tonight.
That score can become very threatening again because the run rate did drop to 7.88. That's what it is right now. These two men are the two men who's got to take that run rate way above 7 in the next 3.3 overs.
Yes, man.
He's going at it again. This time it squirts into the onside field. Not very intention. He was looking to smash that one, maybe over wide long on mid-wicket region. But he gets a single here. And when you're striking from both ends, your bowling has to be spick and span.
Ricardo Adams has been mean, man. He's such a good bowler, you know. Excellent bowler. Look at that. Quicker. Looking to cut. Backing away a bit, Samson. Missed out on that. Ricardo Adams does the job. He's so efficient. He's been around so long in the JIT.
Yes, and Samson can come down the track and drive that back over the bowler's head. And this one, whipping it off the legs, is going to give the fielder a long change. Nice pick up. Yes, yes, Samson. The return comes in, and they made it home for 2 more. Good running between the wickets.
Yeah, Dimitri Cameron there chasing. And 17 overs have been completed. 133 for 4. The Anacondas batting first after winning the toss.
So that current run rate, 7.82, with 3 overs remaining, 18 legal deliveries. Matt, they'll be looking to get as close as possible to 170. The projected score is 156. But with these two guys here, they know their maths. They know what is required at the moment.
Yes, what they need to do is to get 2 runs per ball at least to make sure they get over 160. And that could be interesting. That projected score of 156 so far. You're obviously looking for more. Maybe 170, yes, as you rightly said. Ashwin Ned comes back for his final over. 111 so far, he's been excellent.
That's on the full toss. I think he missed out here, Chemo Paul. Maybe picked it up a little bit too late. Could have done a little bit in the air as well. Just a single. But when you feel relieved that Paul is off strike and you see Samson has come in there, you know, he just said to you, listen, guy, be smarter. Ashmid Ned, he's in his 4th over, and look at his figures. 1 for 12. Brilliant bowling.
Yeah, I don't think the Jaguars would mind Samson being on strike because he's not only a big hit of the ball, but he can also be dismissed very quickly based on how he plays his innings. He takes chances. He either gets you or you can get him out. He got a single there.
Yes, and especially in the closing stages here, he's going to take all the chances, all the risk in the world. Back comes Chemo in strike. You look at his facial expression there. Down the track suggests he's going to go for a big one. Taken 1, and that's all they're going to get. Good stiff return coming in off the arm of Savory there, patrolling the boundary region. So far, so good. 3 singles. It's good for the fielding team, good for Ashmi Ned.
Pressure on the Anacondas to get up to that score that they want. It's been good about maybe 10 rows back into the green stand. Lovely shot, give himself room, backed away. And he lofted it high into the green stand.
Just missed his line there a little, Ashmi Ned. Samson is going after him again. That smack like a bullet, but the wide long off comes away towards his right. Field well. That ball never left the ground. 18 overs gone. It's 143 for the loss of 4.
Maim Khan, a good young player, plays for Transport along with Shiloh Adams. These are 2 youngsters under the close watch of Sean Masai. You know who Sean Masai is. He's actually here watching the game as well. He works a lot with the youngsters, and they play for Transport. He gives them opportunities to play. Good to see them in the team, and they're young, you know, and that says a lot about how you think ahead with your young people playing cricket. And given such an opportunity, I would say it's a tremendous privilege for these 2 youngsters.
Over number 19 starts Ricardo Adams. That's a big drive, powerfully hit. Well, a sliding tackle down on the boundary as the return comes in. That's Ramsamy in that distance. Good fielding as well. Thought he got a little bit more purchase on that one. Quinton Sampson, he did not. But the dangerous Chemo Paul, the youngster from Saxakali village. His dad originally from region number 5, Hopetown area. A swing here inside edge, and Ricardo Adams continues to bowl well. He left region 5 many years ago, went to Saxakali and fell in love. Chemo Paul is a result of that.
Catch
It's
it!
a big swing going towards the fielder. He's going to take the catch now. Hits the ground. Has he come up with it? Yes, he has. And Chemo Paul has gone at a crucial stage in the match. Well bowled, Ricardo Adams.
Looks like Kevin Jawa here, according to the number on his shirt, who would have taken that catch. So Chemo finally going. Good smart bowling from Ricardo Adams. We talked about how smart a bowler he is. He knows these guys. He's played against them a lot. 1 for 17. He's in his final over. 3 deliveries left. That run rate hasn't gone past 8. So the Jaguars are doing the job nicely here.
Yes, certainly I do agree with you. And Chemo here looking for the big one, swinging across the line of the delivery and holding out to Kevon Jawai here. And yes, took some fine catch on the boundary region. Now the skipper, Anthony Adams, is coming out in the middle. So these two Adams did not only face up each other at the toss, they're going to face up out in the middle there.
And you notice he pushed that ball a bit wide of Chemo Paul. And Chemo wasn't in position to play the shot proper. In fact, if he had danced into the shot, he probably would have got it over the offside. He didn't. He actually was attempting to back away a bit and play the shot. And that's where he got out.
Look at the strike rate, 94.30. Not a bad one at all for Anthony Adams. As developing into a nice little all-rounder.
Well done.
And that played straight. That's a dot delivery. To come at this stage in the game and get a dot, kudos to the bowler. And that's Ricardo.
A hard worker is Anthony Adams, a very hard worker. He worked with the Essequibo ladies when they were playing the ladies cricket in the county.
They must be challenging for 2 here. Well, they decide against it. And maybe good sense prevail, because Samson is going to have the strike.
I suppose difficult for him to be in a Guyana Harpy Eagles squad simply because of the makeup of the side and the talented players that are there already and performing well too.
Yes, it's a pity. He has been around for about 15, 16 years now, and on so many occasions toured with the Harpy Eagles.
Catch it! Catch it!
Well, that was beautifully bowled by Ricardo Adams. As slow can be, and popped up into the onside, down towards mid-on. 19 overs gone, 146 for 5. That was a brilliant over, ending his spell 1 for 19 or 4.
How can you stop him? He is the captain of this Jaguars side. Anthony Adams is Adams versus Adams. And even though it's 2 teams from Essequibo, it's competitive cricket, very good cricket. You look at the projected score initially that they're talking about 150. It's going to be that and maybe a little bit over with the last over coming up. So the Jaguars have kept it in check nicely. And it says a lot about how they've come back nicely into the game. Those wickets have started to fall. Look at the catch that the young man took. What's his name? He took a Ramsamy.
Ramsamy down on the boundary.
That's right. That was
fine.
excellent. That was a brilliant catch. The catch with backwards square in the boundary, that was a pretty good catch too. So their feeling picked up nicely, even though the bowling was a little bit ragged at the start. One of the bowlers hit around a bit. That was Tyndall. He's come back now for his last over, 1 for 42. He's proven to be expensive. But in the context of the game, looking at that score now, Tyndall will be saying to himself, well, the others have done the job to help me along the way.
Yes, Tyndall best bowling so far in this version, 1 for 8. Economy of 13, so he's been rather expensive. And here's a big swing, and he raises the arm, but he saw Anthony Adams coming through, and he's going to come again for 2. That was good call by the captain, and if the skipper says come through, you just can't refuse.
He's very fit too, you know. You look at Anthony Adams, a very fit player, always busy between the wickets as well. A very strong young man, and Sampson strong as well. The ability to run quickly between the wickets is very important. I suppose here's where Sampson would have to go into the final gear now.
Yes, Samson, 16 runs, 13 balls, 1-6. He'll be looking to go anywhere that he can. A big swing by Samson. This is good bowling by Tyndall. They're going to challenge the arm. The return comes in a stiff one. Bales remove. Has Samson made his ground? Well, yes. He has made his ground. And there's one short signal by the umpire.
That's Javed Passad.
Javed Passad, yes.
Yes.
But a good thing Samson retains the strike.
Two good umpires out there, Stefan. They've reached the target that they initially wanted to get.
But I understand he operates a 150 horsepower engine boat that he owns, and a lot of rev in the majestic Essequibo River. Yes, and going for a big one there. He's down on the turf. That has cannoned where? Has it gone into the place where the sun doesn't shine? It looks as though from here he's down, and if you want to put a man down, hit him there.
Samson down for the count. He's not going to be counted out.
Let me wait.
But in some pain. We've seen this so often in cricket. A lot of guys, when you get hit in that area there, Jeet, it's never easy. I don't know what you see, if you see stars, moon, sun and everything, but look at that again.
Oh! Yeah, well, I think you would have seen that $1.7 million, the first prize here this evening. It's a pity. Somebody, he will have to be searching for that little fella down at the bottom there. Yeah, that's a tough one. Have you ever been hit there?
No, I've not been hit there. I haven't played a cricket to be hit there, to be honest. I was hit in the back part. And when I got hit in the back part, here was a wonderful young fast bowler from high school. And I was batting on what you call the tar, you know, the area there that they practice physical education on. And I decided to be brave to face him. And when he hit me here, it hurt me for 5 days straight.
155
never forget that.
For the loss of 5. Thanks to God that you survived, Pastor. That's good to hear. So 2 deliveries remain here this evening for the batting team. That's the Anacondas. Give credit to the Jaguars. They have done a fine job. At one time, the projected total was 200. And look at it now. It's projected score 158 with 2 deliveries to go. They can get past that if Samson continue like this. Can feel a little bit of weakness after being hit that blow.
I think Tyndall will be disappointed with the runs that have come off of him, but he must be disappointed because he hasn't bowled as well as he should have. Straight the ball around and was hit to wrong. He's going to head up for a half century in terms of runs against him with 2 deliveries left.
And that's not something nice that he will want to look back at. Here is Samson again, and Samson is driving this one down towards long off. Yes, there's Anthony Adams, and look where that return went. Down towards the striker's end. Wrong end should have been coming towards the bowler. They get 2 more.
Burst of energy from Maim Khan there. We were talking about him earlier.
Nacho, that's Tyndall's half century, 1 for 51.
Yes, there is some who would be clapping for that, right? Those who are saying, well, that 157 for 5 and 51 from off of you, you're a good bowler for us.
Yeah, the final delivery coming up here. Samson is swinging for all his worth. It's in the air. The catch should be taken, drops it. Why on earth you want to do that? That's Ram Karan, the immigration officer. The return came in. It's all happening out in the middle. An appeal for a run out. And I don't think that the umpire has 1 short again. Well, the innings has been completed. 20 overs gone. Look at that. Misjudged it badly, Ram Karan. Should have been taken. But Ramsamy came in, sent the return in. The bails have been broken. A diving Samson just reached home. So 20 overs gone, 159 for the loss of 5. I think it's not a majestic score, but it's a very competitive one. He's home by a long way there, Samson.
The Jaguars wouldn't be disappointed at all with that score. I don't think they should be. And you look at the scorecard, 24 to both.
What's going on here, man? Anything for the grand. Today we had the absolute pleasure of visiting one of Guyana's most iconic sites here at Kaita Falls National Park. It was awesome to check out for our group, you know, first time experience. Every time I've come to Guyana, everyone's talking about it. It's a must see, and after being there, seeing it firsthand for myself, you've got to come do this. So thank you so much to Tourism Guyana for bringing us out today. We had a lot of fun, have ticked this one off the bucket list, and I can't wait to come back.
as the umpires make their way out into the middle, perhaps for the final time in this game and the final time in this year's tournament, the inaugural edition of the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League. We will be happy to call this Kemal Savory. Kemal Savory. Looks like Kandaya Ramkaran at the non-strikers end. We'll have to confirm that. So the target is 160 from 20 overs. Exactly 8 runs and over. Conditions continue to be ideal for cricket here at the National Stadium. Pitch looks good. 2 days of action. And is held up because of that live grass that is on it, holding it together. It's pretty hard as well. No threat of rain. And this game promises to be exciting. Niall Smith with ball in hand. As we say good evening to Naim Chan. Naim Chan, this is the 19th game of this tournament. And it has really lived up to the billing of a National T20 League. Hello, good evening.
Yes, I think it has been extremely hectic for the players. But they're young, they have a lot of energy. Kemal Savory there coming up on your screen himself, and Kanaya Ramkaran. Niall Smith will start the attack. So they've got some good bowlers. The Anacondas have got a very strong team. The Jaguars have proved too that they can play cricket. They've had some excellent games. They've chased down huge targets and gotten them. So it's going to be an extremely good match, good competition. Whether they can get to that total of 160 might just be a little tall order, but we'd have to wait and see. Niall Smith to Kemal Savory.
No!
We saw Smith with good support from Kemo Paul and Quinton Sampson, semi-final number 2, breaking the back of the Marara Pit Bulls last night right here at the National Stadium. And once again we're seeing they're starting with Smith, pace on. Had a good look at this pitch here, Naim, and with that nice layer of grass that's on it, it's keeping this ball fairly new. And with the amount of grass that's on it, once the bowlers can land in good areas, we'll get some grip. Lateral movement is there. So it'll be interesting to see when Kemo and Quinton Sampson get their hand on the ball.
Yeah.
First run of the night in the run chase. Savory is off the mark in over number 1. Abdul Ramsami and his brother Zainul on opposite sides tonight. The parents and siblings are in the stands watching.
Well, several parents and family members have assembled among the small or in the small crowd to watch their stars and families. See if the chase is truly on. How they're going to approach this and navigate will be very interesting. The Anacondas had a very good start, over 60, almost 70 runs in the power play, spearheaded, of course, by people like Bodhi, Tejnarayan Chandapal, Kemo Paul and Samson. Kemo Paul had 39, 27, Samson 43, Tejnarayan Chandapal, Bodhi 24, the major scorers.
Chance for a run at the non-strikers in. Chance not taken. But for the opening partner of Kemal Savory, that's Kandaya Ramkaran, the right-handed batter. Lots of run-saving position on the offside with Niall Smith operating at full throttle. Ramnath is at that backward point position. Now some adjustments being made because I get the impression that they're a bit too heavy in terms of field placing on the offside. Kemo Paul is at first slip. There's an extra cover mid-off. And the fielder that previously was in pretty much like a straightish mid-off has moved over to that short mid-wicket position now, backing up the mid-on. So run-saving positions. This one is chipped in the air, just short of the fielder, that short fine leg position. The pressure is on. Good hostile stuff from Smith.
I expect Niall Smith to generate some pace here, and I'll tell you why. You spoke about the grass, the greenness. It's more, that grass is more at the southern side of the pitch. So Niall Smith's delivery, they're dropping exactly around that greenery. So you will see some movement. You might see some bounce as well. Niall Smith is not exactly a slow bowler. He's fast medium. So you expect some movement here from him. This will be interesting. And the last thing the Jaguars want is to lose early wickets.
Flirting with danger, Kemal Savory. But I like the intent of the Jaguars to begin with Savory. Savory is perhaps one of their biggest run getter and the biggest factor in them going on to win this final. So looking to have a positive start with Savory. Ramkaran, who can play some shots, will hold the other end and allow the batters to batter around him, including Ricardo Adams, Tomani Caesar, who's gotten a reputation in this tournament as well. Rajiv Ivan is there. So there are options for the Jaguars, but as the end of the opening over, 2 without loss.
Striker, ball is coming right time over to you. That's leg stump.
Nice conditions, pretty cool atmosphere. And I'm surprised when you look in the direction of the lights streaming down on the National Stadium, I'm not seeing much juice. So your prediction was quite right, John. Your call was right. That last night there was not much juice, so there was not an issue with bowling second. So the captain that wins the toss might want to bat first, and that's what happened.
Tejan Chanapal is at the wide first slip as Kimo Paul picks up the attack from the southern end. And he's going to be running from just about a 30-yard circle to the right-handed Ramkaran. Look at that. Pace on, little bit of extra bounce as well, and a catching position at that short mid-wicket fielder in the captain himself, Anthony Adams.
Very smart cricketer, Anthony Adams. He sets a very good field as well. And he seems to be thinking all the time. I predicted that you'll get some lift here from the pitch, from the bowler Kimo Paul as well as Niall Smith, from either end.
Appeal for a caught at the wicket. Umpire Javed Prasad says, Kimo, that's one for the over. But in addition to that catching field at short mid-wicket, slip and play, but there's also a field at right back on the third man boundary. For that ball that Kimo just bowled, look at that. Ramkaran is looking to ramp him. And had he gotten connection, chances are that defensive position would have automatically been a attacking position, which is part of the modern game in white ball.
Anthony Adams knows also that he's got quite a relatively decent score, 159. Bad work there from Kimo Paul, not bending down, gets a single there at the batting side. But Anthony knows exactly what he's about. He's going to attack a little bit, not for long. He's going to watch how the batting is heading, whether they're getting the advantage, and he's going to slack off a little bit, but he can afford a bit of aggression in the starting up here of this innings.
With the likes of Ricardo Adams, Sainal Ram Sami Jamel Floor, Tomani Caesar, Kevin Jawahi, Rajiv Ivan, Mahim Khan, still to come, but this man on your picture, Kemal Savory, holds the trump. He's quite an attacking player, and if he bats deep in this innings, that 160 target can be easily overtaken. Depends on how well he goes. We know how this game will pan out. Pace on again from Paul. Have the batsman jumping back into his crease. As some youngsters make their way onto the mound to have some fun. Open space, why not?
I don't believe the Jaguars bowlers got so much of help from the pitch as we're seeing from Kemo Paul and Niall Smith. I think they're doing extremely well. Genuine pace you're seeing.
Testing times for Ramkaran. But he's jumping into position quickly.
We understand that a representative from BetCage, the sponsor of this tournament, is in the house. We'd like to welcome her, Alistair Bishop. That's a wild-looking shot there from Kemal Savory. He's got balance, aggression with... then they have to keep their eyes on the score and the rate at which they're scoring. So a bit of frustration stepping in. End of 2, 6 without loss. Alistair Bishop, good evening to you. She's in the house. I understand the patron of the tournament also, the executive president, is also in the house.
Early stage yet in this run chase.
I think that's the beautiful lady. Give us a little wave if you acknowledge. She's the rep of BetCage, the official sponsor of this tournament. Good evening to you, ma'ams.
A wild swing and a miss as Smith starts his second over. No foot movement across from Kemo Paul. Beaten comprehensively for pace from Niall Smith. Savory on strike. But Niall Smith in his second over now, really working on some pace. And that is something I've heard some of the greats speak about. You have 4 overs as a fast bowler. Go out there and express yourself. Want me to bowl fast? Exactly, that's what I'm going to do.
Beautiful shot. Just knocked down there by Quinton Sampson. That would have been 4 for sure. Very important point. You've got 4 overs. The other angle to that, John, is I would like to see or expect, if you're a top order bowler, that 4 overs you should be bowling at the stumps. And no wides and no balls and negative bowling, because it's only 4 overs. You can concentrate and get them done.
Smith had some no ball issues last night. And this is now his second over. We haven't seen any transgression from him. Savory's been there for 8 deliveries now, just 2. Kandaya Ramkaran with him. The immigration officer at Cherijagan International Airport, missing duties recently this tournament, but quite an asset to the Jaguars.
Look at the lift I'm talking about. And is it a catch? Yeah, Quinton Sampson takes that catch. Really, that's exactly what we're talking about. The bit of greenery there. Getting extreme pace, lifters. Quinton Sampson, for the second time tonight, seems in great pain from one time in his box in the midriff. Now he apparently has twisted his ankle. But the first wicket has gone down, 7 for the loss of 1. And I think the Jaguars with their backs against the wall.
It's Ramkaran had to fend the short delivery off of his body. I just got a top edge down towards that point position. And Quinton Sampson from backward point had to scamper and put in the dive in the end to hold on to it. Ramcharan goes for 3, 7 for 1. Reminds me of the situation last night in semi-final 2 with someone like Ricky Sargent, who was asked to face the hot music of Kimo Paul and Niall Smith and was at sea, could not handle the pace. Likewise, Ramcharan there, uncomfortable to the short bowling that was on his body and was fending. But I think one of the best options as well for the Anacondas should have been to keep Ramcharan at the crease, because he would have been soaking up deliveries and building some pressure. But he's gone now. Zainal Ramsamy, one of the bright sparks of this tournament, is in the middle now, watched by his parents and his brothers in the outfield on the opposite side. Game on.
There you go, Niall Smith. It's a wide, and utilizing the pitch, getting extreme help. And you talked about defending. They were flinching, actually. The opening pair, Savory and Ramcharan, they were flinching and jumping on at least 2 occasions. I saw them jumping back, scared of the pace, scared of the lifting delivery, the one that lifts off a nasty length, or a good length, may I say, and so it can pop and hit you. Good bowling here. Now that's the important point I was making. And while you're trying to generate this kind of pace in only 4 overs you have, you also have to, in conjunction, try to bowl at the stumps. Now that's not a good example going down the leg side.
But I wouldn't mind the previous delivery when he was called for a while, because it was another short delivery. Ramsamy is tall, so he was telling Ramsamy just be careful.
Just going to get a single here. I think that one came off of the pads. We'll wait on a signal from the umpire. None coming, so it came off the bat. There's obviously a little tension in this atmosphere here, and I think the people who are tensed would be the batting side.
For sure. Because at this stage, while the Anacondas were at the crease, Chandapal and Kevin Bodie were taking apart the bowling attack of the Jaguars. So now, 10 for 1. They're way behind the 8 ball, the Jaguars. Top edge, but not able to run back in time. Niall Smith, Chandapal was not able to run in as well. But again, another short delivery in the armory of Smith, almost resulting in a wicket.
I would have thought that Savory would just go down and let it pass. In fact, you could have seen the frustration in him trying to hit a ball that was coming at chest height, head height.
It will not get any better than this. Kemal Savory. A little bit of Romo Seti off stump. This time he goes inside out. Chases on for Chandapal, who's going to not pull it back. So Savory looking to fight fire with fire. And a fiery over coming to an end. 3 gone, 14 for 1.
Yeah, there was some element of frustration earlier on, but he won that battle in the last delivery, hitting it and getting it quite in the meat of the bat, so it went all the way. But definitely they've been in some trouble. Here are Muslim sisters there, all queued up. I wonder if it's Zainul Ramsamy's family.
Chances are,
That's middle.
because yesterday at the semi-final stage, Choho will be supporting, because both of the Ramsamy boys are playing, one on each team.
Notice that both Kimo Paul and Niall Smith are not actually pitching up the ball. This one almost went towards the boundary. Oh, Lordy. Just inside of the boundary rope. But neither of these two batsmen, John, are pitching up the ball. They're utilizing the short pitch delivery to drive fear into the batsmen, and I think they've been succeeding.
Yeah, with the field set the way it is, two deep fielders, one at deep mid-wicket, and the other at third man. Would not expect Kimo to be pitching up at all. Oh, what a beauty of a delivery. Comprehensively beaten us. Touchdown just on the line of the off stump. Slight away movement. Too good for Zainul Ramsamy.
And look at the captaincy of Anthony Adams. He had a solitary slip. All of a sudden, he's put a second. He realizes that the batsmen are struggling. So I'm going to apply some more pressure. Of course, I made 159 runs, and that's a reasonably good score.
Thus the tentative push from Ramsamy. He steered one down to third earlier and got two after hit her man. He fumbled. This time, just offering the full face of the bat. That's how you would want to play someone like Paul at this stage. Work the V's. Play it on its merit. Will not get a ball pitched up too often, but be very watchful. Hang back on the back foot maybe. Just wait. After the power play, the Anacondas were 66 without loss. Then at the halfway stage, they started to lose some momentum. 77 for 3. That's when the middle over started to change, and the game twisted just a little bit.
Lots of pressure on the batting side here. You could see in their body language. Can't get past that circle there. Let's say good evening to Mr. Bisun Dayal Singh. Seen him on camera a short while ago. President of the Guyana Cricket Board. Nice to have his presence here.
Yeah, I saw him at one game previously in the tournament at LBI. So, perhaps on record. Second game for him. Usually busy, Mr. Singh. Paul in his second over as well. Beautiful lifting delivery again. Well handled this time by Savory. You know, boxing was recently in the air. There he was, ducking and bobbing and weaving. Savory.
But you can see the element of fear. I think they're frightened, fearful with a sudden bounce that these two bowlers have been getting. This has been an exceptionally good spell from both Niall Smith and Kimo Paul, putting a lot of pressure on the batsmen.
We saw Samson picking up some late wickets last night. He's still to come. This one's clipped away. Just too full. Half stopped by the off spinner Richie Looknott. No real damage done. Just 2 runs to end Kimo Paul's second. After 4, the Jaguars 19 for 1. Looking for 160 to win.
I want to believe, like how Anthony Adams has the batting side under this kind of pressure, that he might just want to save Niall Smith, or it seems as though Niall Smith will have another over. He's had 2, but after that, I believe that will be his final over, and they will want to save him for the back end. The batting is under pressure. They've got some other bowlers they can bring into the attack. Or I don't know how Anthony Adams is thinking. Or let's go with all 4 from these men.
And that's why they say cricket is like a chess game. It's more mental than physical, because you're physically built for it, but are you mentally strong to take on all of the challenges? And that is one of the questions that they have to answer. And as a captain, sometimes you make a bold decision to bring back, well, to have your bowler continue, and then towards the back end, lose that experience and that firepower. Difficult position to be in.
And the thing, if he does it and succeeds, everybody applauds. If he doesn't succeed, you're booed.
We're still in the power play, so the batters are just working the singles, not getting boundaries, not getting deliveries to score boundaries. So this perhaps is a good time as well to bring in another bowler, just for one, of course. Sneak in one here and there. They have quality bowlers still to come. We saw Rampatab Ram not bowling in the Super 50. Abdul Ram Sami and Loknath, the off-spinning twins. Garfield Phillips, left-arm spinner. We mentioned Quinton Sampson, but then there's also Anthony Adams with more left-arm spin.
Thought he got an outside edge there. But the Anacondas have got a balanced team. Some good hard hitters of the ball and extremely good bowling attack. It would be really a masterclass comeback to have the Jaguars dig themselves out of the situation here and come back and win this game.
Eight from 14. Been tough going for Savory.
Beaten for pace there, John. That was outside the off stump. With a frustration, Savory was trying to cut it away. Didn't make contact. Dangerously living outside the off stick.
But they're prepared for that type of stroke from Savory. There's a fielder at backward point. There's a fielder right back on the boundary at that square cover position, and a third man as well. So they don't mind Savory going for that stroke because it's a high risk stroke as well. Can't feather one to Kevin Bodie with the gloves.
No.
This is quality cricket, no doubt about it. Quality cricket, all because of Niall Smith and Kemo Paul. Great start up for them. They had a great start when they were batting. Now a great start when they're bowling.
Yeah, I think the tournament towards the back end picked up nicely. The last preliminary game at LBI, high scoring, exciting. Two semi-finals were really top class as well. And look at this final so far. Hanging on a knife's edge.
Yeah.
Single to end the over. So just 2 runs from over number 5. 21 for the loss of 1. The target is 160. Final over of the power play coming up. Tale of two different tapes, we'll say. 21 for the loss of 1 after 5. The Jaguars. Anacondas tightening here on the Jaguars. After the 6th over, the Anacondas were way ahead at 66 without loss. Kemo Paul to continue. This is his 3rd. A beautiful delivery again. Savory flinching. Lots of body line deliveries. Good pace from Kemo. And on the other end, Niall Smith, look at it, hitting Savory on his gloves, making him very uncomfortable as we welcome brother Matthew Kisoon for the first time in this run chase. Game on, but it's an uphill task so far for the Jaguars.
Hello to everyone. Yes, again, this is what T20 cricket is all about. Very gripping. The struggle goes on out there. As you see, I think looks like Savory in some pain. But very interesting, John. Both batters with number 20 on their, is it? Number 20 on their shirts. I don't know when last you would have seen that. The two players out there with the same number on. That's number 1. Number 2, John, you called the 2 names, Kemo Paul and Niall Smith. That makes the difference when you look at the complexion of the game, and at this stage, way ahead, the Anacondas. What type of bowling they had to face them, if you give them a point. But when you look at Kimo Paul, who's sheer talent, and Niles Smith, who could have probably been in a West Indies lineup as a fast bowler had it not been for injury to him down through the years. Because he's got the pace, good rhythm, he's a good bowler, very deceptive. They've kept the Jaguars in check. Yes, they've lost 1 wicket, but look at that score, 21. So the Anacondas have been mean. These two opening bowlers have done the job. They've got the experience at international level. And what else can you expect? You look at the Jaguars lineup, you know for sure that their batting lineup is not as strong as the Anacondas. And that is what makes a difference with these two sides and what can happen. But we know that cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties. And Kemal Savory has struggled so far, 9 from 18, no doubt. Zainul Ramsamy seems to be talented, but it's left up to the two of them to see what they can do for this second wicket partnership. If they can build a strong partnership, they can come right back in the game.
After taking that blow on his left forearm, just by the elbow area, Savory's back up, awaiting the bowling of Kimo again.
White ball.
Sprays this one outside the leg stump. Quickly to a fly into the boundary at fine leg. So extras will help as well.
Now, you saw how that ball swung through the air. Now, he had to pitch that on the off stump to have Savory in trouble. He could have bowled him, probably, with the swing.
That was a pretty quick leg cutter from Kimo Paul. You know, he loved to bowl a lot of change-ups, a lot of cutters, slower deliveries as well, the slower bouncer. He has it all in his artillery. And after hitting a batsman with a quick one, well, this guy's slow delivery might have been what he was thinking about, but he opted for the cutter.
But now make it 133 from 88 balls. It's gettable. It's not a problem to get those runs. It's who you have in the bank as your batters and the Anacondas bowling, because they've still got some good bowlers to turn to. So they're going to keep a tight rein on the Jaguars here, and they've done that so far. As I said, it's left up to Kemal Savory to show the classy play he can be. He tends to start his innings a bit shakily, of course. Once he gets through that, he can be good. Not a quick delivery, wide. And you notice, John, that a couple of deliveries that were very quick and short lift into the batters, they didn't handle it well. They popped it up in the air and so on. So it shows the quality bowling of the Anacondas.
So the Jaguars are looking for some firepower. Apart from this pair, there's someone like Tomani Caesar, Kevin Jawahi, or Rajif Ivan, even Mahim Khan can come and have a go. Jamel Flores there. So they have some ammunition. Well played. Watching it right onto the bat. Ramsamy. Love the look of this young man. He's been one of the finds of the tournament. A lot of time and resources have been invested in him since he was on the 15 level. Captain of the Berbice on the 15 side. Went on to captain the national side as well. Zainul Ramsamy. So good investment in someone like a Zainul Ramsamy. And now we can see that investment bearing fruit. This tournament, he's come to the fore. Gotten runs. Looked good in the field as well. Picked up a couple of wickets. Not a short delivery from Kimo Paul. And the required run rate is getting closer to 10 runs and over now. Like you said, it's gettable. But someone will have to come and start to up the ante.
And really the main threat there to get to that score is same Kemal Savory, to be honest with you, because he can score very quickly. Right? And he's the one that needs to stay there. And I think he knows that. And he's trying to buckle down, but it's been good bowling to him so far. Look at that. Wraps him on the pad. That might have been pitched outside leg stump.
Pace off as well from Kimo. He's now into his third. We've seen Smith already finishing his third over. Both of these bowlers in the power play. Something pretty new from the Anacondas this season. We've seen changes at the top of the order when they're bowling. Half stopped by hitter Mani. Will just be a single. Savory will keep striking at the start of over number 7. That's the power play for the Jaguars. 30 for 1 after 6.
Not a good power play for the Jaguars. However, brilliant for Anacondas in the way they've bowled at the Jaguars players. 11 to Savory so far. Ramkaran went for 3 and Ramsami's on 6, so it's been a tight reign. Look at the batters to come. Tomani Caesar next in line. Good talent, good all-round cricketer, but it's going to be difficult for them.
Leon Johnson, Christopher Barnwell, 2 guys who have served Guyana and West Indies cricket. They're looking on right here at the National Stadium. Both have retired from cricket, but are still in the game.
They both should not have retired as yet. That's my gut feeling, when you think about it. But that's how hard cricket can be, and you've got to make decisions, John, and it's done.
Yeah, but Barnwell actually played in this tournament, captained the Demerara Pitbulls to 3rd position. Today they played against the Piranhas, the Berbice Piranhas, who finished in 4th position. The Demerara Hawks, 5th position. The Berbice Caimans way down at the bottom in position 6. Those are certain positions who will finish 1 and 2. We'll have to wait in this game.
But if you know Christopher Barnwell, he would have been very disappointed even to end at number 3.
Sampson replaces Niall Smith at the northern end, at the media center end, start of over number 7. So nice strategy being employed by Anthony Adams, the captain of the Anacondas, to have Smith and Paul control the power play, 3 overs each. Not a bad ploy.
And Quentin Sampson's good as well. His bowling has improved. I watched him in the inter-county tournament, and I can tell you he has certainly improved, and he's got a bit of pace. He gets the ball to skid onto you as well. The surprise, very quick delivery when he gets it going.
I'll tell you what about Sampson as well. He was the only seamer in this side before Smith and Paul joined at the semi-final stage. So he had to carry the bowling on his own in that seam bowling department for the Anacondas. A team that was heavily stocked with left-arm spinners. Anthony Adams, like I mentioned, there's Richie Loknot, right-arm off spinner, Abdul Ramsami, right-arm off spinner. But there's the guys like Kino Hari, Sigurd Ramani, and so on. So lots of spin options, but nothing in the seam department.
Pitched on the off stump. A single. Yes, but Sampson is one of the players that can really come on and improve his game along the way. You really should be telling yourself, John, that when you get an opportunity to play at a young age, it's all about you. It's all up to you. You have to go on. You have to turn the corner. You have to be a cut above the others. So you've got to put a lot of work into your game. That kept low, quick delivery outside the off stump. Big shot by Savory, and he missed it.
Strike rate of just 50 now for Kimal Savory. Looking to take on Sampson, realizing that perhaps the 2 biggest threats are out of the attack in Smith and Paul. Want to take on Quentin Sampson very early because he wants some momentum shifted to his side. Jaguars desperately looking for runs.
And for me, John, my problem as I look at young players in this game of cricket is who wants to go on to be outstanding? And sometimes when you look at the pool of players, at least 75% of them tend to be just ordinary. You don't see them going on very quickly. As you would say, turn the corner. They're going to turn the corner with their career, and you're going to see outstanding performances that can get them into a West Indies side or, whatever. I find sometimes some of the guys coming up now, they're just too ordinary.
Yeah, sometimes as well, some players just settle for mediocrity, you would say. Not looking to aspire, work hard, or just maybe one little contract here or there and find that that's all that is needed. Nicely played by Ramsamy. Good controlled stroke. And will get a boundary. Placement was good. Look at that. He just waited on that ball to come onto the bat. A little bit of room outside his off stump. And that's all he needed. Over completed. 38 for 1.
Yeah.
Adjusted the shot well. Nice use of the wrist. Opened the face nicely at the last minute. Look at that. At the last minute and got it away for a boundary. That's good cricket. But John, here's a trap you can fall into. Because white ball cricket offers the money for players, they can find themselves just thinking about that and not necessarily saying to themselves, here, I can go on. I want to become a player that can play for the West Indies. I'm making the money, which is nice, but that can have you thinking. You can be in two minds there. The money attracts you, but then would I ever be able to play for the West Indies? And I think sometimes the guys fall into that mindset. Sometimes they may be saying to themselves, I may never play for the West Indies, but guess what? I can make a lot of money. And that is what franchise cricket, T20 cricket will offer any young player around the world now.
Spin for the first time, which he looked not from the southern end. Savory has gotten rid of his helmet. The middle phase of this innings now, the run chase. Required run rate 9.38. They're scoring under a run a ball at this stage, the Jaguars. Through the legs of the wicketkeeper as well. Hit Romani gives chase. Oh, no signal coming from umpire Javed Prasad. So Javed Prasad and Imran Mokan, the umpires for this final. As an umpire yourself, it's good to see your colleagues in the middle there.
Oh yes, these are good guys. They set good standards. Stephen Josiah as well. He's a standby umpire, the third umpire. He's done a lot of umpiring in the Georgetown area as well. I'm doing that finals tomorrow at DCC, the NBS 40 over. That involves DCC and the MYO. That's going to be a good one.
And that's another good aspect of this tournament. Coming back for the second quickly. A direct hit from Phillips would have seen Savory perhaps on his way. Apart from 90 players getting exposure with 6 franchise teams, 15 per squad, 15 players in each team. Umpires as well getting the opportunity at a high level, quite competitive. Had matches at LBI, Lusignan, Pomona, Everest, Claymont, and number 69, the Vikings ground. Again, another double. So cricket went around the country despite one match at Everest, one there, one here. Cricket went around. But umpires as well had the opportunity of exposure. That is something, like I said, this tournament has done. Bringing out some more umpires, some new faces, some new names.
What you don't want is for umpires to be selective. Like they want to do certain games and that's it. That's kind of happening in Guyana right now. I'm not afraid to say that for those viewing and listening. it's happening and it's posing some problems for us to really beat umpires. Brilliant delivery. Brilliant. And I tell you what, John, this is what guys like Richie Loknath can do, right? He's deceptive, right? And when you look at that dismissal there of Kemal Savory, you'll have to wonder, why would he play that kind of shot? Look at that carefully.
Very close to his off stump. Had to play. But was it the type of shot that was necessary? He's trying to dab it. This shot, this will tell you exactly about a connection. Yeah, looking to cut. It's found. Immediately the keeper and the bowler went up, and the finger of Javed Basar, the umpire, followed. So Niall Smith negotiated Kemo Paul, negotiated 1 over of Quinton Sampson, but as soon as Richie Loknath come on, with that right time off break, Savory is gone. It's now 4 for 2 after 8 overs.
Yes, so that's a good blow struck there by the Anacondas to remove Kemal Savory, who was looking to stay there. You look at the new man coming out now, Rajiv Ivan. 22 matches, 460 runs. Look at his average, 24.21. Look at his strike rate, 157. Not a bad cricketer, not a bad guy to come at number 4. But does he have the staying power? Can he bat for a number of overs and push that scoring rate on? 116 in 72 balls, 8 overs gone, 44 for 2. Says a lot in terms of the work required by the Jaguars. 9.67 is that asking rate, and that's not going to be easy.
So the Jaguars dressing room, still happy, still smiling. It's not all lost just yet. 116 from 72. Sampson about to begin his second over. Ramsamy on 11. Targeting the stumps of Ramsamy, but good bat. Sampson picking up from where Smith and Paul left off. But what Sampson will do as well, because of the seam bowling that he brings to this equation, will get some lateral movement after pitching. We saw Keeper Paul get the ball to move in the air, and then again after pitching. But Sampson will get his ball to seam on this track, will give it some grip on the grass.
You talked earlier about the umpires. Yes. We've just got an addition of 5 fully qualified umpires in Guyana. That should help the situation out a bit. So much cricket in demand. That's a good delivery. Quick one outside the off stump from Sampson. So much cricket being played all over the world now. There is this dire need for more persons to come on board to become umpires. I don't know why it's not happening as rapidly as it should. We've had some good training programs and so on, but for some reason or the other, we have to keep producing umpires who want to go on. I think a lot of people are scared of the sun too, John. And they want more day-night games. That finals tomorrow will be a day-night game. Starts at 2 p.m.
Wait.
Ivan is off the mark. He's played some good innings this season, Rajiv Ivan. Some cameos. But what the Jaguars will need for him to do is to bat long. Also with that strike rate you mentioned, 157. We'll need to use that as well to his advantage. Make it lucrative for umpires, you'll see. Offer more money. Give them a reason, or new umpires. Give them a reason to go stand in the sun like you mentioned. Something must pull. There must be an attraction somewhere.
Spot on, John. Spot on. Those are the things that must be considered. Umpires have to be paid well. They're paid well at the regional level, international level, and so on. But at the local level, they're not really paid well. That's being fair and honest in my thoughts and opinion.
As a nation, we are the fastest growing economy in the world. We need to have that across the board, even in sport.
But they've got the talent. The umpires have got the talent as well. I try to give a little bit as I can give, but I prefer to see some of the other young umpires get the opportunity. We have a few ladies on board now. Miss Blair, if I can call her name. There's Nadine Smith, who's actually a coach. I think she's a level 1 or coach. She hails from Beckenham, I think. These are good young ladies that we're actually getting on board. And if they can umpire a bit more, that would be great. We need ladies to umpire.
We saw Alpha Barker standing today in the exhibition match. Alpha Baker. Single to end the ninth. Still not 50 on the board for the Jaguars. 49 for 2.
But Ava's been around for a while, a long time. When I joined the umpiring fraternity in 2005, John, I was 39. I joined late, but I still managed to be West Indies standby on a 19 umpire in 2010. In the year when they came here, the under 19 tournament was played here. So it creates opportunities. But I joined a bit too late, and I didn't join umpiring to make money or to get to the top. I joined it because of my love for cricket. Because, well, if you could recall, I started as a cricket commentator in 1997. So that's where I started in cricket. Then got into umpiring in 2005. And there were reasons why I got into umpiring. I never wanted to umpire because I was scared of taking that sun for 6 hours. Now the sun has gotten hotter, John. It's even more difficult. That's why you got to pay the umpires a bit more too if you want them to take the sun. And I was telling Sean Messiah just now that we probably need more day-night games.
Need more facilities with lights. That are of standard, that minimum standard. Still 66 deliveries to go. 111 to get. Nelson score really. Tough going for the Jaguars. Anacondas tightening this grip that they have on the ferocious feline animal. Today is one of the days of cleanup around Georgetown, maybe around Guyana as well. On my way to the National Stadium this morning on the Mandela Avenue, I saw an anaconda. The youngsters of Tocqueville area had an anaconda about maybe 12 to 15 feet stretched out. Top edge. Raji Fivan, is this the dismissal? No, falling well short of Ramnath to bring up 50, saying that he's lost it in the lights. We've just been speaking about lights. The 50 coming up nonetheless. 51 for 2 in the 10th. But that beast this morning, as the youngsters were cleaning their area, was stretched out fully. Massive, massive animal.
You think about an anaconda, John, it drives a bit of fear into you, because they swallow a human being and a human being.
Up it again. This time, the captain himself at that short fine leg position takes it. Anthony Adams will not drop that, especially in a championship match like this. Raji Fivan going down fighting, goes for 4. 51 for the loss of 3. How often have we seen this? As we approach a drinks break or just after a drinks break, a wicket going down. So at the drinks break, 51 for 3, the Jaguars set a target of 160 to win. We'll take a break as well. Matthew Kisoon will come back with more live action after the break.
10 minutes down.
Last 10 or add
10 minutes down. Tama, you feeling? Saga, you feeling?
You gonna feel
For
fear.
who? Thing. Rampy, come
Rampy,
in.
come on.
That's middle. Smash. You in the game, yeah? Right time wrong. 3. You in the game.
Right, welcome back. The Jaguars struggling 51 for 3. We're in the 10th over. Just had a drinks break. And John Ramsing has taken a break, and Inderjeet Prasad has joined me. Indar, you look at that struggle by the Jaguars. It's not going to be easy for them. 109 needed in 63 balls now. As Richie Loknath continues, just picked up the wicket 2 for 8 when they took the break. So he's on the money for Anacondas here. Welcome, Indar.
Thank you very much, Matt. 52 for the loss of 3. This has been a tremendous struggle out in the middle there. And their target 160. That's going to take some getting. Mind you, we had to contend with brilliant fast bowling from Niall Smith and Kemo Paul. In that first 6 overs, they really pegged back the Jaguars, having them on the back foot. And you could see the frustration here from Zainul Ramsamy, just loosing the bat and catching it again.
Over.
They've not been able to control their stroke play, and they've hit a number of balls in the air, Jeet. That's been familiar. 10 overs completed now. Richie Loknath 2 for 10. It's 53 for the loss of 3.
Yes, and these are the loyal fans that have stayed with the game, and my bet is that they are going to stay with it right down to the end as well.
My bet also, Jeet, is that most of them are family members of the cricketers playing.
Yes, certainly, and these look like family members as well. Why not? It's a beautiful evening here in Guyana, around the Providence area, especially at the National Stadium. We're witnessing top-class cricket. The final of the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports, under the patronage of His Excellency, the Executive President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. And what a fine partnership with the Guyana Cricket Board, BetCage, and the President of our country. And Ramsamy here again, backing away, looking to pepper the offside field, and not making the kind of contact he wanted.
The skipper's coming to the attack now. The veteran, Anthony Adams, for his first spell, cut him between the umpire and the stumps, wrong the wicket.
1-1.
I thought he was spot on, Jeet, when after the toss was spun and he said 150 they were looking to get. They got 159. It's a struggle for this Jaguars team to get that, so it's really a good total. But of course, we know that the complexion of the game can change if these two guys can go on the attack. 10.97 that run rate, not easy, but you would want to say if they bat and they can pick up the scoring rate, they can still threaten that score and get
Yes,
it.
they're not totally out of this as yet, but anytime they score 3 and 4 runs and over here, that required run rate keep climbing, and therein lies the pressure. He must trust himself here, Ricardo Adams. We have seen it done it many times. Played some swashbuckling innings, and young Zainul Ramsamy, he's developing nicely, but it's a real pressure situation out in the middle. Cheeky shot, looking for a single, not on. Return coming in very quickly from Kemo Paul.
The feeling has been good too by Anacondas. They've kept the Jaguars in check. They're not able to find the gaps how they wanted at regular intervals. And that has been a good thing for them. Their field placements have been very good too. Captain to captain.
1-1.
He's going to get a single here. And look at Anthony Adams like a hare after that one. I can't say
Oh,
really
guys,
like
that's why, guys. That's why, guys.
Anaconda. Anaconda, they're more supple. They're going to stay there. They're a silent killer. These anacondas, they're huge.
That's what,
And they know that they have something in sight here. We're talking 1.7 million Guyana dollar.
1-1.
Jeet, a number of miscued shots here. You look at the uncertainty in how the Jaguars are
Keep
playing.
going,
Can we
fellas.
say
Keep going, guys.
the Anaconda is getting ready to swallow a Jaguar?
Well, if they swallowed 3 already, it's 56 for the loss of 3.
Guys. Keep going, guys.
You know, anacondas, their tummy are never ever going to be satisfied. Their appetite for food is huge. I think that's the attitude here of the anacondas. They're doing a pretty good job.
1-1.
Just a single once again. You're wondering where will the boundary comes from. They aren't getting boundary ball because the bowling has been extremely tight. 11 gone, 57 for the loss of 3. And Matthew, as we wind down for the last 9 overs here, you know, a journey that began at LBI on the east coast of Demerara, continued from LBI to Lusignan, and from Lusignan, games were played in Pomona. We went to Everest as well and played a game there. Games at Blairmont, number 69 Vikings in the Quarantine Coast. It has been a good tournament.
Yeah, Savory with 19 and 16 to Ramsamy so far, top scorers. So no one getting amongst the runs. And 2 fours in this inning so far.
Not good enough when you're chasing down 160.
They actually need about 2 boundaries now per over if they want to get close to that total.
Now look at the fielding position. He went onto the back foot, left the bat in a hurry. Good looking shot, but all can Ricardo Adams get for that one? It's a single. And singles will not hurt the Anacondas whatsoever. We're having wounded Jaguars out in the middle at the moment. Perhaps they are the worst when they're wounded. Will it be their night to recuperate and come back strong?
Yo, stop, yo.
Yes, the batting has been crippled here for the Jaguars. They're not able to play free scoring shots to pick up boundaries. They've been stifled.
Yes, stifled and tranquilized by all the bowlers here for the Anacondas. Down the track, he's a goner. Well, he came down the track. You can't blame Ricardo Adams. He's the skipper. Wanted to fight fire with fire. Came down the track, missed it, and beautifully bowled by Richie Loknot. 59 for the loss of 4. We'll watch this on the replay. That's brilliant work by Kevin Bodie behind the stumps there as Ricardo Adams goes. Yeah, swinging across the line of the delivery. Didn't really get to the pitcher. And beautiful angles. We are watching this replay. Compliments of FL Sports. This is wonderful to see. Lots of improvements since you last did commentaries on FL Sport.
Oh yeah, hats off to them. Look at that run rate now, 11.88. That's required. You have to get 2 boundaries and a couple of singles to get anywhere close to that total now. Looks a long way off. A very, very serious mountain to climb in the Jeet. That current run rate, 5.13. Can never help their cause here. 101 and 51 balls. Look at Richie Loknot's figure. 3 for 12. He's in his 3rd over. So he's done the trick. As you said, stifled by good fast bowling early on. Niall Smith, Kimo Paul. John Ramsey and I talked about that. But the spinners come on and contributed well to
Yes.
this Anaconda's cause.
Yes, and one is an off spinner. That's Richie Loknot. He's about to continue his 3rd over, 3 for 12, like you mentioned, Matt. And also the left arm spinner. So there is variety here. And both fast bowlers, Paul and Niall Smith, wobbled the ball a little. They had good swing. There's grass on that pitch. Not really live grass, but dead grass. There's a big swing wrapped on the pad. That's a good shout. He's on his haunches here, Richie Loknot. We're surely going to have a look at that on the replay. Kevon Jawai here. For a moment, his heart was in his hand. I tell you, that's a good shout. But the umpire is in the best position whatsoever.
Is he a bush lot man? 59 for 4. Look at that run rate. Continues to climb. But you talked about him, Jawa here. But getting back to matches played all over the country in the G. Very, very nice indeed. You talked about Pomona and whatnot. It shows the impact the tournament was intending to have, and with matches played around the country, certainly very good indeed.
Yes, and Matt, we had to send a special envoy to get our special guests here tonight. So I will just humbly ask that you just give me a little chance to talk with a representative from BetCageSports, an important cog in the wheel for this tournament. Yeah, it's 59 for the loss of 4. Let me hope I get this name correct. Hello to Miss Alista Bishop. Have I gotten it right?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And welcome to FL Sports under the Guyana Cricket Board brand.
It's a pleasure to be here. Good night to all the listeners and the cricketing fan tuned in.
Yeah, and sounding good. Sounds like a cricket commentator as well. Look, this is a fantastic shot. Allah Rohan Kanai getting on his buttocks here. Zainul Ramsami, and that's disappeared over the top of the backward square for 6. And Miss Bishop, you enjoyed that shot, didn't you?
Of course, I love cricket.
Yes, and no doubt would have been one of the motivators to get BetCageSports to come on board with the Guyana Cricket Board.
Yes, definitely. The BetCageSports partnership with the Guyana Cricket Board and the T20 represents a thrilling fusion of competitive cricket and passionate sportsmanship, and it's something that BetCage is proud to be a part of.
Absolutely. So we are happy and delighted for this partnership. And in fact, His Excellency, the President of Guyana, it's under his patronage as well. So we're having big names coming on board.
Yes. We look forward to future collaboration of this thrilling and exciting short version of the cricket game.
Yes, one of the most excited version. It's entertaining, it's thrilling. You can use all the adjective. Maybe you'll tell us just why BetCage decided to come on board with the Guyana Cricket Board. We know the love of the game, but we're talking business here.
It was a strategic business decision by our CEO, Mr. Robert Washington, who has a strong love for cricket. Keep going, guys. Most of his life, and also being a part owner of the Charlotte Hornets, which is an NBA team. BetCage, we are super proud to support an event that unites communities. And tonight we are looking at 2 Essequibo teams come up against each other, and throughout the entire tournament we look at the various counties and the teams that take part within the cricket tournament.
Yeah, that's so wonderful to hear, and you're absolutely right about that. This game played in all 3 counties, Pomona in Essequibo, Vikings and Blairmont in Berbice, and in Demerara here as well. And you've been able to bring people together. I think that's need a tap on the back.
Yes, it's a celebration, certainly, of excellence, determination. And I just want to congratulate all the teams, and to the 2 teams that are playing in the final, congratulations on getting to this point as well.
Now, I know you have followed this tournament. Any favorite team of yours?
No.
Not at all. You remain committed to just that sponsorship value inside of it.
Correct.
Tell me something about BetCage. Do we have BetCage actively involved in business in Guyana outside of this sponsorship with cricket?
Of course, so the Cage Guyana has been in Guyana since 2017, and we are the sister branch to the Caribbean Cage branch. And just recently, we would have launched the BetCageSports in Guyana, but our company has been involved in gaming over 40 years throughout the Caribbean, where we have license to operate video gaming terminals as well as video lottery terminals. Some of our legacy markets like Barbados and St. Lucia is where we have so much love, and when we came to Guyana, we experienced the same. Point to note is that Essequibo is one of Cage's biggest market because the county is so full of gamblers, and we have produced so many millionaires as well in Essequibo with our progressive jackpots and all our jackpot games as well. Just about 6 months ago, we had a young man from Essequibo who won $36 million.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
But I'm going to go to live in Essequibo here because you'll have something to do to make some money. Hello, Essequibo. Not that only your two boys are participating here, but BetCage, they're providing employment and
Of
an
course.
opportunity to get some money as well.
Yes.
Maybe when that stadium is finished at Anna Regina, down the track he comes. That's Kevon Jawahir. That's high in the air. It's going to disappear. That's another maximum full-blooded shot. Lots of power, just like BetCage.
Definitely.
Yes, and I was talking about the stadium going up at Anna Regina. Maybe next year, you never know, we can have the BetCageSports under the Guyana Cricket Board brand played there as well.
Of course, we are looking forward to hosting and partnering with GCB in future tournaments to come. This is not just a one-time tournament this time, but we're looking for continued partnership of the game that we all love.
Oh, that sounds so nice to the ear here. We are all cricket fanatics. We play the game everywhere in every opening. A boyhood dream. You know, those that love the game wants to play for the West Indies, and that's good to hear that through your business, BetCageSports can come on board and be that leading example. Are we going to have this tournament next year again?
Definitely. Powered by BetCageSports.
Down the track. This is in the air. Will the catch be taken down the throat of Kimo Paul? So Kevon Jawahir has to go. Can't blame him. Had to go looking for runs. 14 overs completed at 7-7 for the loss of 5. And today we had an exhibition match with the females as well. You had a chance to look at that?
No, I'm sorry.
Yes. And this is what...
I missed it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sure next year you'll be looking at this as well. Are you satisfied with the support that you have gotten so far? Spectatorship, view and so on?
Well, to be honest, given that the match and the entrance fee is free, I would have expected the stadium to be packed out to support the local teams and to support local cricket. This is what we need to unite as Guyanese.
Yes, I do agree with you. Well, it's a first time a national T20 league in Guyana. So BetCageSports has just written its name in history along with the Guyana Cricket Board. And come next year, you know, we are hoping that all of us together will help to promote this game. Because now it's spreading across the country. You look at YouTube, where it's streamed live, and on the Guyana Cricket Board page on Facebook and so on, there are thousands of people tuned in and giving their comments and so on. So it's going to take some time, but definitely it's going to kick on.
Of course, definitely. And we know that all around the Caribbean island, our team is tuned in tonight. All of the Cage branches and the Cage employees and the Cage management is looking on to see who will win.
That's why, guys. That's why, guys. Keep going, lads.
All of us are super excited for the team to win tonight.
Yes, certainly. And here's a drive into the onside field. They're just going to get a single here. And the pressure continues. 83 runs to get from 36 deliveries.
That's what.
And as we go along, make this a family affair, What's the main objective of BetCageSports in coming on board this tournament?
I would say, let us play loud, cheer louder, and celebrate together. This is unity, and it's so good to see something of this nature under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Afran Ali, and also partnership with BetCageSports, and we hope for more of this in the future. Cage is a partner, and Cage is all about sportsmanship, and Cage is here to stay.
Lovely. I like that one. Yes, it played on the good spirit. You see a fast bowler bowling a bumper, shaking up the batter, and then walk down and say, hey, guy, can you just lace my boot down there? It's still the gentleman's game, and we love that. We want to say hello on behalf of the Guyana Cricket Board and His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, the Executive President of Guyana, to all those Cage supporters tonight, glued into your television. You guys are your business, and you are doing a terrific job, and we have just learned this partnership will continue, and then there is an endeavor to go into different format of the game as well.
Definitely, yes. I can't give away too much tonight, but you'll have to continue to watch and follow us to see all the updates.
Yes, and we all eagerly will be awaiting that. This is a good-looking shot by Ramsamy, getting down, playing the sweep shot, and getting a boundary as well. And so many people believe that you look across the Caribbean where we have strived over the years for unity, starting with the West Indian Federation. That was null and void. We're now into CARICOM, but they looked at two things that actually united people in the Caribbean. And here we talk about the University of the West Indies, and we talk about this noble game that was actually made in heaven, cricket. It's a unifying force. Do you see it that way?
Of course. Also being a past graduate of the University of the West Indies, it is one of the things that the students you look forward to. It is one of the things that unite the Caribbean together, and it's one of the things that makes us West Indians as well.
Yes, certainly. 15 overs gone, 84 for the loss of 5. They need 76 runs more from 30 balls, the Jaguars. This is going to be pretty difficult from here. And you look out there, those guys are real happy. They can't wait to get their eyes on that $1.7 million Guyana dollars of first prize. That's a huge chunk of cash.
It's a huge purse.
Yes, it is definitely. And somebody having some meal there. Guyana, it's known for its cuisine. Lovely food down here, isn't that so?
Yes, curry chicken curry.
We'll take it anyhow, right? Yes, good banter between the two countries. A pity that some people take it, to some heights that's not good whatsoever. But we have shared a beautiful relationship with Trinidad and Tobago. And that's a lovely looking shot, spanking off the bat of Zainul Ramsamy, rather brilliant shot. Well, they're trying their best, but it's going to be very, very difficult for them here. I remember hearing people, when West Indies win, no matter what your problem is, there are smiles on the faces, there's happiness in society, and when they lose, people is going to take lots of drinks. They'll walk away from the home, just can't talk to them. Simple tells us what this game means to us as a people.
Definitely. I think David Rudder's sum it up best when he says, rally round the West Indies.
Yes, and BetCageSports is indeed rallying round the West Indies with their coming to Guyana and helping here to ensure that we have a national T20 league. So we have just witnessed the fall of a wicket there. And that's Garfield Phillip taking his man Ramsamy. And another wicket has fallen. 72 runs are required from 28 balls. What a pleasure talking to Alistair Bishop. What's exactly your role with BetCage, my dear, if I may ask?
Of course, I am the corporate director for finance and accounting. So the money woman, the woman that writes the check tonight.
Yes, I love that. Yes, and you can feel like a queen with all those monies that you are putting your signature to. Yes, and I guess you were the one that put the signature to the Guyana Cricket Board.
Yes.
Yes, and our good friend Anthony Danrad. He has been working very hard. All the cricket gongs, all the matches, he has been involved. We must say congrats to him as well.
Congratulations to him and to President Bisundal Singh as well, and all the hard-working men and women from the Guyana Cricket Board, all the people here tonight, the commentators, the media, the players, the spectators. There's so much that went into this tournament, and we need to just give a lot of credit to Mr. Singh and his team for organizing this and putting it all together.
Yes, and I will join in that congratulations as well. I know Mr. Bisundayal Singh has it in his heart to ensure that cricket develops at every level, in every format in Guyana. And he and his team, they have been doing a fantastic job. Congratulations to all of them. And Alistair, before I allow you to go, final parting words for now?
May the best team win.
Well said. Thank you very much, dear. Was a pleasure talking to you. Alistair Bishop, Executive Member of BetCage.
Thank you.
Yes. Wonderful little chat. Very pleasant personality. And she's the lady that handles the money. Naeem Chan just here about somebody handling money, and he steps into the commentary seat. Hello to you, Naeem.
Hi, Jeet. Well, good to have Alistair in the commentary box. I was trying to identify her in the stands or the presidential suite earlier on, but my information was that she's an extremely pretty lady, so the cameraman identified her immediately.
And you recognize?
I do. I have an eye for that.
95 for the loss of 6 here, and 17 overs have gone. And Naeem, this is getting out of hand. I doubt whether that the Jaguars can recuperate from the wound created by the Anacondas here tonight.
Very difficult. I think it's almost ending up as a little mismatch. They have, from the beginning, when they Tej Chandapal and Kevon Bodie plastered them with almost 70 runs at the end of the power play, you knew that something amiss was here. The Jaguars were just limping around.
Yes, certainly. Runs on the board are runs on the board. That's the reason why the Anacondas batted first. Look at that. Tej Chandapal, fine innings, 43 from 20, and along with his opening partner, Kevon Bodie, set the stadium alight here this evening.
And then there were some follow-up innings from people like Kemo Paul. That's the trophy you're seeing there. Not seeing the cash, though. Anthony Danrad has tucked that somewhere safely.
Yes, he normally wear short jacks. Lots of pockets there, Naeem.
Keep going, guys. Keep working, lads.
96 for 6. And, give credit to Anthony. He has been around us, ensure, that everything is okay. Been finding out, guys, how things are going. All the venues he has visited. He is the operations manager of the Guyana Cricket Board. And it's always good when team effort can come to the fore.
Yes, it has been a good tournament, good work from Anthony and company, from the board, and I think from all aspects and perspective that the board will be entirely happy after this match here tonight with the success of the tournament.
So Ashmi Ned, he's on 7. Tamani Caesar, he's on 2. Their back is against the wall. They're not going to win here tonight. They'll walk away with the second place prize. But they can take comfort that this tournament will definitely be played next year. And I'm in my chat with Alistair Bishop. She was telling me that they're looking to be involved in other format of cricket in Guyana as well. And this tournament is definitely on next year.
All right, guys.
That's good news. And I think the Guyana Cricket Board will be happy with that. Slow ball there from Anthony, and it's all over for Ashmead Ned. He was absolutely deceived. Very low scores too, even at the biggest. Very low scores too, even at the biggest stage.
Yes, certainly so. So, as we come down to the closing stages of this game, we want to say thank you to the Guyana Cricket Board, BetCageSports, His Excellency, our President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. It has been a joy being involved in the commentary. All our commentators, they have done a terrific job. Thanks to the Guyana Cricket Board for asking me to put the panel together. I take a bow to my colleagues on the difficult circumstances late in the night, early in the morning, coming to the cricket grounds and ensure that it is streamed live. And to FL Sports as well. They have done a fantastic job with their team of young professionals led by John Ramsing. It has been amazing what they have done, looking for improvement on every single match.
High in the air, is someone going to come around there at mid-wicket? Another one bites the dust. So 8 wickets gone. Mahim Khan is the latest casualty. So, as you said before, this is not looking good for the Jaguars, just about closing down, buckling under pressure from the very first over. Niall Smith and Kimo Paul did an excellent job to restrain them, to confuse them, to have some of them jumping, flinching and defending. A lot of pace from the opening spell. So excellent display here by the Anacondas.
Yes, and Naeem, when you look at the franchise teams, guys coming from different parts of the country to gel together, one of the most significant thing, other than the prizes and the experience here, is going to be that family atmosphere, relationships created that may very well last for a lifetime.
I've seen it. There's no doubt about that. And little Balgobin is a good example. He's running around the ground, exercising, and the crowd, that's his colleagues I'm talking about, from either teams or both teams, just making a lot of mockery, and he's smiling away. He's a little darling of the camp.
Yes, certainly. He enjoyed his couple laps around the ground here at the National Stadium. And certainly Ushardeva Balgobin, he's going to continue to work on his game. Talented youngster, great family support, and no doubt looking to come back very, very strong next year. So Caesar and Tyndall, they're out in the middle. And Tyndall is doing the right thing here, calling for the helmet as Kimo Paul. He's been asked to just wrap up this thing a little and just end the pain for the Jaguars.
Well, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if Niall Smith comes back in a while. But Anthony Adams, I think, has kept himself a little back. We still have Garfield Phillips. We still have Quinton Sampson as well. So the hopes are dwindling here in the Jaguars camp.
Kimo, very open-chested, means business here, and he's gone the distance here to Manny Caesar, right in the slot, and banged away for a maximum. Wonderful looking shot.
John Ramsing and I were talking about this. Some bowlers, when they're doing extremely well, as they did in the opening stint, Kimo Paul and Niall Smith, and you hold them back for an over, they come from the back end and make a mess out of it. Now look at that.
Yes, short delivery, and the brave boy Tomani Caesar came to the party. What will Kimo do? Another short delivery? Yes, it was. This one didn't get up the way that Caesar was expecting there, Naeem.
This has been an outstanding match for Kimo Paul and Niall Smith, but Kimo Paul more because he excelled in the batting, excelling in the bowling. He's had a very good match, and there is so much of talent abounding in this youngster. But somewhere along the line, something goes wrong. Wide down the leg side, losing his footing there. Things just drifting away from the Jaguars. We've got a managing director, the CEO and chairman of FL Sport, putting on, as he gets richer, he's putting on some size as well. Hi, how are you doing? This has been a success story for FL Sport, hasn't it?
We'll allow the outsiders to be the judge. Of course, Naim. Paul, it's final over. Yeah, there's been an opportunity for FL Sport to partner once again with the Guyana Cricket Board, BetCageSports, to put on another good show for, I love to say, for our cricketers who desperately deserve this type of mileage. The world is definitely seeing these players, sponsors getting more value for their money. You know, so it's a win-win situation with a stream like this.
Shot through the covers, 4 runs. Getting past the man at extra cover. He actually bored him. He got down there through his legs. Peppered.
We saw Caesar playing some cameos early up in the tournament. At one stage, player of the match as well for his batting. Got a full delivery there from Kimo. Just drove elegantly and powerfully as well. Up and over, backward of point. Consecutive boundaries now. 6 to start the over. And now consecutive boundaries towards the back end. And now Kimo Paul in his final over, roughed up.
Too late will be the cry of many. If Matthew Kisun or Pastor was in the commentary at the moment, that's the quote he would have given. Nice mixing with the boys. What is it, some 2 years, I think, John, that you have entered this arena? Maybe 3 years now. Bowled him there, Kimo Paul. Tomani Caesar looking to accelerate as much as possible at the back end, all going in vain, knocking out of the stumps.
Caught in a tangle. Ball actually cramped him as he was looking to go through the onside, hitting him on the front pad and onto the off stump. Excellent delivery from Kimo to get the wicket of Tomani Caesar after his final delivery of his spell. With just 2 overs to go, the Escobar Jaguars might very well surrender at this stage, because I saw Jamel LaFleur heavily banded and may not take the field, or did not bat. And we're seeing high fives and handshakes all around. That is the end of the match. It is the end of this tournament, a wonderful tournament. So congratulations to the Escobar Anacondas, well led by Anthony Adams, winning this game by some 48 runs. 111 on the board, innings closed for the Jaguars. Totally outplayed tonight. Anacondas deserving to be champions, 1.7 million richer, and bragging rights for at least 1 year.
Well, the Jaguars will go home with $500,000. Still money in the camp, money in the pocket, but it has actually been close to what I may describe as a mismatch. They were overwhelmed by the Anacondas from beginning to end in both departments, in batting, in bowling. They suffocated in misery from the time the game started. Tej Narain giving them a good start. Essequibo Anacondas won by 48 runs. Jamal LaFleur unable to bat, coming down to the end. So that's the story, John Ramsing. We're going to be having the presentation ceremony in a while. Great conditions, nice match, just a little bit one-sided, if not lopsided. So Naim Chan, let's have my final say. John Ramsing, I'll hand you over to him, and have a good night, people.
Right, so just before we wrap things up, before we head to the presentation, let's have a look at the run chase. Kevin Bodie and Chanapol. In fact, this is what the first innings, 159 for 5. They set things up nicely. Paul and Sampson down towards the end got them to a good total from their 20 overs. And this time in the run chase, Niall Smith and Kimo Paul pegged them back immediately with some hostility. Richie looked not 4 for 21 to pick up the bowlers and the left arm spinners, Adams and Phillips, with good support. 16 extras, but still unable to help the Jaguars to get to 160. So that's it. 159 for 5 from their 20. China Paul 43, Paul 39, Adams 1 for 19. Tyndall very expensive. Well, thank you for staying with us. Well, thank you for staying with us. We wrap up things in this fascinating tournament. This is how the cookie crumbled in the final tonight at the National Stadium. Anacondas batting first, 159, and the Jaguars in reply, 111 for 9. Innings closed, losing by some 48 runs. We now head to Indrajit Prasad, who's ready with the closing presentation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to bid each and every one of you a warm welcome to the presentation ceremony for the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, the first of its kind, powered by BetCageSports and run under the patronage of His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, with the rallying call of One Guyana. At this time, please permit me to introduce to you the presentation party, and I'll start with my immediate left. The President of the Guyana Cricket Board, Mr. Bisun Dayal Singh. Can you put your hands together for our President? Next to him, one of the live wires of the tournament, an executive member of BetCageSports, Alistair Bishop. A hand for Alistair, please. And next to her is Troy. He's an executive member of the Demerara Cricket Board. Give him a hand. And the man all over the place putting things together, Sean Messiah, Competitions Committee Chairman, Guyana Cricket Board. And next to him, this guy has been at all the cricketing grounds across Guyana, witnessing this tournament and working extremely hard. The operation manager of Guyana Cricket Board, Mr. Anthony Danrad. Ladies and gentlemen, a very successful tournament, journeyed from LBI right on to Lusikna and then on to Pomona. From Pomona, we came back here, LBI, Match played also at Everest. Then we went on to Blairmont and right on to number 69 Vikings and back here at the National Stadium for the grand semi-finals, the women exhibition game, third place playoff and the finals. Can you put your hands together for cricket, please? We go straight into the presentation, and I have with me here a special prize that has already been delivered. Photograph taken. This guy had to travel back to Berbice, but it says most runs in the competition. A brilliant 97 at LBI and a fantastic half century here. Put your hands together for Adrian Sukwa, 241 runs. Now we move on to the most wicket in the tournament. 16 wickets. And tonight he was not able to come up trump, he and his team. Ricardo Adams, can you come forward, please? The captain of the Jaguars, Essequibo Jaguars. And Troy will be delivering this trophy. Congratulations, Ricardo Adams. Better luck next time. Most dismissals, and this has to do behind the stumps, the evergreen. Kevon Bodie, can you come, Kevon? And this will be delivered by Sean Messiah. Kevon Bodie, the wicketkeeper for the Essequibo Anacondas. Congratulations, brother. And most catches in the outfield. It happens to be 5. And they were all terrific catches. Can Mahim Khan come forward, please? Yeah, that's his new hairstyle, from a punk to dreadlocks.
You know, Troy.
And now for the most valuable player of the tournament, 15 wickets, 100 runs, and his captaincy material, Anthony Adams. Thank you very much, Anthony Adams. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the player of the match. He took 4 for 21. They call him Spice. Richie Spice Loknot. And I like how the Guyana Cricket Board has put this award. There are no losers whatsoever. Can you come forward? The captain of the runner-up team, Ricardo Adams, please come forward to receive your prize. Yeah, that's the runner-up trophy. And there's some cash as well that goes with that. A big hand for Ricardo Adams and his team, the Essequibo Jaguars. Ricardo, please don't judge me. Just come here a little. Listen, you haven't made it to the winning podium tonight, but your team played real well throughout the entire competition. Your general feeling about the entire competition?
I feel it was a good tournament. This competition was good. I'll take cool goes to Anthony Adams and the team. Well played. Cool goes to my teammates. Well played too. But end of that, the best team win.
Yeah, the best team win. I like that. One more question before you go. What actually went wrong with your team today?
Oh, well, the starting with the bowling was the man get ahead of me. It will be pull back things, and that's it.
Well, maybe the final question for you, Ricardo. We looked at the way that Niall Smith and Kemo Paul bowl from either end. Did that play a key role stifling you guys in the first 6 overs?
Oh, well, ever since in the competition, we failing to get started the opening batsman, so it's not really.
Oh, thank you very much, Ricardo Adams. Go well. One more round of applause for him. And, well, the captain of the winning team. Please come forward, put your hands together for Anthony Adams, the Essequibo Anacondas, champion of the inaugural Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League tournament powered by BetCage. Proud moment. They say a thing of beauty is joy forever. And I know this is going to be cherished for a long, long time. Cash prize and also a beautiful trophy. Yes, don't go away, Anthony Adams. Hold it tight. Don't open the envelopes yet. Yes, congratulations. Yeah, he needs some help. Somebody come please help him here. Congratulations, Anthony Adams. You have led well and you have come up trumps tonight. Tell us what's the feeling like.
It feels great. One for us as a team and for the entire Essequibo. Having two teams representing Essequibo in these finals and one of the teams, which is my team, coming out on top.
Yeah, 6 franchise team competing against each other. Boys from across the country rubbing their shoulders together. Your thoughts on the tournament?
Firstly, it was a well-organized tournament. Kudos to the board and the sponsors. You guys did an excellent job. The players supported well. The least we could have done is play good brand of cricket, and I'm certain that we did so.
Yes, a whooping $1.7 million for the champ. Are you going to invite us to the party in Essequibo?
No party.
No party. Tell us, what are you going to use that cash for?
Well, the Christmas nice.
The Christmas nice. Ladies and gentlemen, give it one more time for the skipper, Anthony Adams, the skipper of the Essequibo Anacondas. And on behalf of the Guyana Cricket Board, on behalf of BetCageSports, and of course His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, thanks guys to all the 6 franchises. You have done a terrific job. Thanks to all the media houses that has covered this tournament. Thanks to FL Sports for streaming it live, and everybody who would have played a part, our spectators as well. Big thank you, and may you get yourself for some photo moments with the Guyana Cricket Board. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that is a wrap on field. As we begin to wrap things up tonight, I just want to say congratulations to the Anacondas for winning the first ever National T20 title.
You want to stream?
Wonderful indeed. Both Essequibo franchise finishing 1 and 2. It means that they're doing something right as a county. So big congratulations once again as we bring the curtains down on this fantastic tournament. The Anacondas, the first ever National T20 champions. What a tournament it has been. 19 fantastic matches culminating on the lights here at the National Stadium. On behalf of all of our presenters, Wadikar Kemraj, Indrajit Prasad, Matthew Kisoon, Naim Chan, my name is John Ramsing on behalf of the technical team that has traveled the length and breadth of Guyana, bringing you all the live action. We want to wish you well for the rest of the journey. And do take care of yourself and each other. Until next time, goodbye.